let me know if you want to give me like a nod or something, then I'll kick you. Yeah! Welcome to Drinkin, Bros.
Oh, shit. I've got White Claw.
Sports Companion Show, drunk live on YouTube in the middle of the afternoon. It's 3:45, and we started drinking an hour ago.
It's 3:53, Ross, you fucking liar.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't.
That's what my computer says, but look, you run the risk of bad things happening if you just trust machines to tell you the truth.
Bad things happen to good people, Dan. That's what the world is like, and I apologize for that. However, this weekend, bad things did happen to good people, and those good people were the great state of Alabama. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. No. I will take this victory lap and let all of you at home who are watching and listening right now say, thank you, Ross. Thank you for making me rich this weekend. Thank you for calling this for the last 5 weeks in a row. Thank you for telling me to take the money line in the LSU game. No, you don't have to thank me, but you should. I thank myself. Thank you, Ross Patterson, you gift. You fucking gift, you two-legger. You fucking beautiful statuesque son of a bitch walking around on your fucking 2 legs with your 2 arms, dude, slapping people. I went all in. I've said this for weeks, and I did it. If you were a member of Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook, which is our private group, there's only one rule to sign up. Just don't be a cunt. Don't report anything. You can talk shit with us, and you can see all of our live bets as the crow flies. Well, this crow put all in on LSU this weekend. Money line doubled my bet. So I put down $500. That's what I could bet on that. That paid off at $950. $950 on that one. I forgot I put a parlay on the spread because LSU was also getting 6. In what fucking world were they getting 6 points is what I don't understand. Dan, this was a fucking backwoods beating, and the 6 was unnecessary. It was just unnecessary all the way around.
So you think it should have been a pick'em?
I honestly thought
game.
It was going to be LSU -3 before that line opened. I thought LSU has been the far superior team all year. If you're Alabama, and I know the Bama fans right now are already saying 2-0 with Hurt. He looked fine in that game.
I didn't see him having any physical problems.
I didn't either.
They weren't created by the LSU defense.
Yeah, they're saying that he might be questionable for Saturday's game. Well, guess what? They're going back to playing no one again on Saturday. You can't play a full fucking season, dude. 9 weeks of a goddamn college football season, and then come in and play the number 1 team in the country in LSU and expect that shit is going to go well for you.
You know, I heard Feinbaum talking. I swear to God, that motherfucker on I think it was this morning or yesterday morning.
I hate Paul Feinbaum.
On First Take, and he was like, well, if Alabama had Ohio State's schedule or something, like, whoa, let me stop you right there, friend.
Yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
The reason why Ohio State is ranked so high in the college football playoffs is because of their schedule. The reason why Alabama is ranked lower is because of their schedule. Mm-hmm. If you go through the rest of it, they play Auburn to close out the season.
That's it.
LSU's got 2 cakewalks. They're going to the SEC championship on that side of the division. They're in. They're fucking in. I'm declaring it now. LSU is playing in the SEC championship. Alabama will not be. They will be on the outside looking in. They play Auburn, which is always tough because it's a rivalry game. Same with Ohio State, Michigan.
Yep.
No matter what anybody says, I will give you that. But their next 2 games are bullshit games. They're playing Western Carolina, which I didn't even know was a thing. We have a North Carolina. We have a South Carolina states. Where the fuck is Western Carolina?
I think it's out west.
Well, look, I don't have a compass.
Fuck you, James.
I've never
James.
owned one.
Do you hear him scoffing over
I hear him.
I know all the cardinal directions, all 4 of them.
Guffawing back there. I hear him guffawing back there.
God damn it.
Western Carolina's who you're choosing to play your second to the last game of the year?
I mean, they've done this to themselves. To be frank, if Alabama played a tough schedule, they would probably beat all of those teams except for maybe one.
Yes.
Per year. And they would be better for it.
They would be a better team for it. And the same thing is happening in Clemson right now.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
When we were at the Clemson game Saturday nights, God damn, what an embarrassment that was.
Yeah.
I mean, the fans walked out from NC State. It was their biggest game in
It was like
maybe
in
the
the early
history of their
second-
fucking college football program.
The early second quarter,
Boy.
fans started leaving.
And
They scored 35 in the first quarter, so it was like, oh,
they were
fuck.
shaking hands of the Clemson fans saying, hey, good luck, you guys. I hope you win the national championship. What?
Yeah.
If Michigan was playing at Ohio State, the last fucking thing I would say if I got my ass kicked on the way out of that stadium is, good luck, you guys. I hope you win the national championship.
Well, a lot of people are gracious about that kind of thing when it's interconference
I'm
or something
not.
like that.
Well,
Like, at least I want the Big Ten to win if somebody's going to win.
yeah,
I
yes. Yeah, I understand that, but look, there's still a lot of season left. Jesus, man. If it's the championship game, perhaps, maybe, yeah, but it's not. And that was a weird scene to see, but it was the same thing with Clemson. They seemed listless and bored, and there was 90 turnovers, so they were just scoring from the 20 every time.
Clemson, after somewhere, it was right around the same time the fans started to leave. So somewhere right around mid-second quarter, Clemson is like, oh, man, we got to play the rest of this fucking game. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, we're up by 90 already. Let's just fucking call it, man. There should be a mercy rule at some point.
Well, look, the NC State looked like it was about to give in. Clemson certainly didn't give a fuck about being in there anymore.
No.
It was really, really, it was an awful game to be at. Our seats were amazing, and that was rad. And your
The
brother
seats
had
were
a good
great,
time.
yeah.
Yep. Look, I will say this: NC State was serving up beers. I enjoyed that stadium. It was
It's
like
not bad. It looks like a 5A high school stadium, to be honest.
It does, but I look, I don't mind that because we were on top of the players.
Yeah, we were
I could
about
have
20
punched
feet.
Trevor Lawrence in the face. That's how
Well,
close
you
we
could
were.
never get to his face. The hair blocks it.
True.
Like he whips his hair around and it shields his face.
Very true.
Yeah.
But here's the advantage that we have that everybody else doesn't have, in particular college, I would say, right? NFL, I feel like they're all the same size because you and I are always down on the field and we're always or a couple rows up in all of these games, right? We usually have pregame on the field. We get to see the players, and then we go up into the stands a couple rows up, and we're seeing it basically from right there. And the advantage of it is this. Trevor Lawrence in person, holy fucking shit, that guy is an Adonis. He is a legit 6'5".
Yeah, he's a big dude.
And for that age, dude, he's only going to get physically stronger and better. And
Is he 19 or did he turn 20 yet?
I don't know.
Because he was
man.
a true freshman last year. He
Yeah.
was 18. And probably 19 at some
I think
point.
he's 19 years old. When I looked at him, I was like, holy shit, can the Falcons get ready to put their money in on him? Because I don't know if it's his fault right now.
He turned 20 October 6th, so he's just 20.
Yeah. But physically, that guy is a specimen where you're just like, that is an NFL quarterback I'm watching right now versus most of the people we see.
Yeah.
And look,
He doesn't look all that, in my opinion, even with a weak-ass pass rush like NC State brought out.
Right.
He didn't look terribly comfortable in the pocket. Like you see those guys that are super comfortable, like they feel pressure coming from different directions. This is the first time I've seen him play live.
Yep.
And it wasn't against a great team, and he really didn't look comfortable. I don't know if it's because the offensive line is not as good as it has been in previous years or whatever the case is, but that's something that if it doesn't develop as part of his game, he's just going to be a mediocre NFL quarterback.
Maybe. I just physically, that guy looks the part.
He's a stud.
That looks like an NFL caliber quarterback where I can't say that about a lot of guys who are playing. And I think he'll pull it together actually, and I think he'll be.
I hope so.
A great NFL player.
He seems like a good kid. He's talented. Like from what I hear from people on campus is he doesn't do any stupid bullshit.
Yeah.
Like he's there to work.
Yeah.
And because he knows his pathway, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be an NFL quarterback for sure.
Yeah.
Regardless of how the next 2 years go, he's still good. It's just a matter if he's going to be like a lottery pick or not. Speaking of lottery picks, Joe Burrow is there's a decent chance he's going to be the number one pick in this draft now, I think. Based on his historic performance, how quickly he learned that offense, which is not an easy offense to learn.
No, and they got a new one this year.
Yeah. He learned that offense in a very short amount of time, and more importantly, he has captured the attention of the locker room. So there were two instances over the weekend of people talking about his character and what like how he plays and shit like that. And then Desmond Howard was one of them, and there was another ESPN reporter actually who made similar comments recently. But what Desmond Howard says is he went down to the field before the game to interview some of the receivers for the team to talk to them and shit. And the the receiver who is older than Burrow and has been in the program longer said, hang on, I need to see if Joe needs me to run these routes before we do this interview.
Yeah.
That seems simple, like not a big deal. That is a big fucking deal.
Yep.
That he is the undisputed leader of that team.
Not only the undisputed leader of that team, in my opinion, he is the undisputed Heisman winner after this Alabama game. It doesn't really matter to me what happens the last 2 games of the year. And I only say that because Chase Young got suspended for 2 games. That just came in. That's breaking news. He got 2 games. So he had to sit out last week against Maryland, which was a shame because we won 73-14. Now, Ohio State won 73-14. I think if Chase Young plays, they probably don't score that 14, and that kind of hurts my heart. Now, this week we're playing Rutgers, which is they're in the Big Ten. They should not be. I've advocated for that. The spread is 51. And
wait, they actually put a spread up there?
We did.
I guess this late in the season, you want everybody betting on every single game.
I'm going to bet it because I bet this one. And this is one of my private bets where I said, hey, I'm not betting this. This is too many points. Of course, junkie behind the scenes, I only threw $200 on it on the Ohio State game. The spread was 45. We won by 59. So I feel pretty positive about that. But with Chase Young coming back against Penn State, here's what I'm fully expecting as a Buckeye fan. Have you seen Fast Times with Ridgemont High?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, one of the greatest movies ever. Forrest Whitaker, linebacker, tearing people's faces off. This is what you can consider Chase Young coming back for that Penn State game. He's going to tear the anus out of the quarterback of Penn State, and it's going to be live on field, and there's nothing you can do about that. Yeah. I'm saying 4 sacks in that game for Chase Young.
I mean, they don't really have it's Rutgers, right? So they don't have any kind of ability to stop a guy like that.
Well, he's
not playing this game. You're talking about Penn State?
Yes. So Penn State is his first game back. Good luck.
The run game is obviously not what it was when Saquon Barkley was there.
Right.
I mean, they've mostly been leaning on their quarterback this year.
And Chase Young's going to be leaning on his quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, if their plan is to do 5 and 7 step drops, then he's going to get nuked. Right? There's no fucking way. So Penn State's got to change up his game plan to win this game. The interesting thing is, if Penn State were to win this game, they would be back in the CFP hunt.
Yes.
It's so weird how all this is working out. Now, let's move past that and talk about the rankings right quick because
we should the
CFP has Georgia number 4 and the AP poll has Alabama number 4.
Yeah, and that to me is incorrect. And the reason why is Alabama's loss is to number 1 LSU.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Georgia's loss is to South Carolina, who has lost to Division III schools.
South Carolina lost to Tennessee, right?
They lost to Tennessee. Look at who South Carolina just lost to. Appalachian State they've lost to. I mean, it's been a brutal year for South Carolina. I don't know in what world that they're ahead of them, but I guess because they've beaten actual ranked opponents, whereas Alabama has not beaten one ranked opponent. So I guess that's what you're saying. The big issue is this. With these rankings, right? And by the way, fully agree with LSU.
I forgot they lost to App State.
Yeah, they lost to Appalachian State.
They've lost to UNC, App State, and Tennessee, like 3 of the
Tennessee. Three, yeah.
Come on, dude.
App State just became a Division I school a couple years ago.
After they beat who?
Michigan. Fuck you. Fuck you. I want Harbaugh to stay for life. You deserve it.
Let's start a GoFundMe just to pay his salary.
I know. He's the highest paid coach in football. So
yeah.
But here's the thing with the CFP rankings that just came out. I don't have a problem with these. LSU is number 1. They've played the schedule. They've played the best teams. No problem with LSU at number 1. Ohio State at number 2. I totally agree with that. The number 3 is Clemson.
Yep.
Number 4 is Georgia. Georgia, I've got an issue with. It should be Alabama, but look, the beauty of this and the beauty of these fucking polls right now is it really doesn't matter. It is going to work itself out unless, and I'm going to pose this question to you, D'Anthony. There's 2 big question marks that could happen, in my opinion. Okay. Minnesota. Let's say Minnesota runs the table. Mm-hmm. Ohio State runs the table. They go to the Big Ten championship. Minnesota beats Ohio State in a close game. Do 2 Big Ten teams get in there?
They have to, yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
There's no maybe. I mean, Minnesota now has a top 10 victory on his board. So it's not
Minnesota's
just about
now in the top 10.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is they have a top 10 victory already. If they were to have 2,
Oh, yeah.
then the strength of their schedule would make the loss for Ohio State less.
Right.
In the FPI or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
In the CFP rankings. So
Yep.
technically, yes, it would be. And to be honest, I think it would be better than Georgia getting in because they haven't done anything to deserve being in the CFP this year at all.
Yeah. And then I'm going to swing this bus back around and come and pick you back up for this one. So now that we know that LSU is going to the SEC championship,
Yeah.
it appears, if Georgia doesn't have a fucking meltdown here, that they're going to play Georgia in the SEC championship.
Right.
Well, now, what if Georgia beats LSU in the SEC championship, which could happen?
Yeah.
Anything is possible there, and it's because let's face it, it's in Atlanta. It's a home game for Georgia, the SEC championship. Then what? Because then you've got 3 SEC teams with 1 loss. You got a 1-loss Georgia team who just won the SEC championship. They would have to be in because they beat LSU.
Right.
That's a guarantee for them.
And LSU would be in because they have the head-to-head on Alabama.
So then Alabama's gone from that scenario. That would be their ultimate nightmare if you're Alabama. If Georgia beats LSU, then your playoff hopes are dashed. Or if Minnesota goes undefeated, Ohio State wins out, and then Minnesota beats Ohio State.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Alabama doesn't have the strength of schedule left to make a dent. You know what I mean?
They have Auburn. Is Auburn still ranked? Is the question. I mean, I think
Auburn,
they are. They're at 12 now, but they got 2 hard games coming up.
Yeah, Auburn plays Georgia this weekend.
Yeah.
They will probably lose that game, which is going to push them further down. They're going to be like in the high teens, probably 17, 18, something like that. And then they play Alabama at the end of the season. They're probably going to lose that game as well, which will push them like into the 22 range. There's no fucking way.
Or out of the top 25 altogether. They'll have 4 losses.
Still, SEC teams and all 4 of their losses are the fucking great teams.
Yeah.
There's no way. They would still be in there. They've only lost to Florida, who was number 10 at the time, and LSU obviously was number 2 at the time. They're not gonna.
Yeah. Now look, Ohio State doesn't have a cakewalk. They got Penn State, and then they got at home, and then they got at Michigan, and then it looks like they'll be playing Minnesota in the title game here. And I'll be honest, man. I'm sorry for your Nittany Lions, my man, but Minnesota dominated that game. I watched most of it. And
they got whipped.
It was not close until the end, and then Penn State made it close. And shit, they had an opportunity to win. Homeboy threw a pick in the end zone. Yep. About 30 seconds left.
No, they didn't have it. I wouldn't say that I'm glad they lost the game, but I really thought that Minnesota deserved to win that game, and I have no problem saying that.
Yeah, their fans went bug fuck. Which
good
is
for them,
rare.
man. Shit, I like when I like that. It's good for everybody when different teams get into shit.
Yeah.
Like, I think that dynasties are good as well because it builds an aura around that university and all that shit, and it makes it even better when some team like Minnesota comes by and spanks that ass, right? I mean, it makes it better. But there's also something to be said for parity in the league and more teams getting opportunities and expanding playoffs and all this other stuff. I like both sides.
Yeah, I do too. Running through the rest of college football here, I apologize to mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposits. I apologize to them for absolutely whooping that ass this weekend, but nothing I can do about that. The rest of the college games, look, obviously, I don't want to brag too much, but everybody was asking me how much I won off that fucking game. You could see it on the betting slips on Drinkin Bros Sports if you're not a member. Just off of that game alone,
$1,440. Actually, I got
it was a $1,600
because I didn't do the fucking parlay. I forgot.
Yes, I did.
Because our plan, if you watched last week's sports show, the plan was to bet the money line, the spread, like with or against the points.
Yeah.
And take a parlay of those two together.
Yeah, well, and the over is what I took because it wouldn't let me parlay those two, so I took the over.
Oh, I see.
And total off of the weekend is one of our best weekends ever because the NFL I was finally dominated in. God damn, it was nice to have old Ross back again. $4,700 was the take home on that weekend, and I'm gonna brag on my ding dong here in the NFL real quick before we hop into this week's games. Look, Buffalo, we told you to buy half a point, take it to 2.5. Buffalo Bills that came through. Falcons plus 14, so there's too many points.
Yeah,
I took it. Not only did they cover, but they fucking won.
I took the Bills as well. Actually,
the Falcons beat the Saints, which was
I took a loss on that
Shocking.
one. I bet the Saints on that.
Ravens, 10.5. That was easy peasy.
Yep.
Japanesey on that. That was great.
Raiders at +1, the Fight Club game of the week.
Yes.
The Raiders, I think, are better than what they're getting credit for right now.
Yeah. That was one of...
It's mostly because of that young running back, Jacobs. He is a fucking stud.
Beast.
That guy.
Beast.
They've got something. It's funny. I was talking to Kurt Summers yesterday, and if they're able to use if the Bears keep being shitty and they're able to use that extra pick they got through that deal, they may win that trade. Crazy as it sounds, they may have given up the best defensive player in the league, the best linebacker at least, and still win that trade.
Here's all I kept thinking of watching that game. First of all, Phillip Rivers looked like shit. He threw 900 interceptions.
Well,
and
he's got so many kids. How can you concentrate on football at that point?
I don't know, man. It was really fucking weird. But he looked like garbage. I mean, there was unbelievable, like multiple picks in that game, and they still had a chance to win, which was... Fuck, they were up. The Raiders came back and took that game. But so you won that one. Green Bay won that one. Lost the Rams, but that was it. I lost 3 games on the weekend. Won the Minnesota bet, which people told me I was crazy. Minnesota was getting 3.5 points. And then the money line on the Seahawks. My God, man. That was the other one that was just massive. I hate the 49ers. And so I'll actually give them a little bit of love.
I took a 6-point teaser in that game at 1.
Oh, on the 49ers?
The Hawks, 49ers.
Ugh.
Although I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be a field goal game. I don't know what happened with that kick.
And it was a field goal game.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But it was in overtime. And
I don't know what happened with that kick.
Looked like laces out to me. They never showed a replay, man. I don't know why. But I took the money line on that, and I went really fucking aggressive on it, and I told all the 49ers fans inside Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook to fuck off. This is the pretender moment that we were waiting for. Seattle's a better team, and I'm going to be honest, 49ers fans, I don't know if they are. I called you during the game, and I said, here's my honest opinion on the 49ers and Seahawks. They're tier 2 in the NFC. It was probably the best game of the year so far, and I enjoyed every second of it except for Russell Wilson's garbage pick. Why that guy won't run the ball when he's down near the goal line.
It's almost like a fucking Aaron Rodgers type situation where he can't relinquish control. Here's my question about this now with the NFC. Is the NFC that bad and paired together in an even way? Or are these teams actually good? Oh, I don't know, because the offenses, neither one of them looked all that great. These two defenses, especially San Francisco, that defense looked fucking great. They gave up points, yeah.
They did, yeah.
But just keep in mind how Russell Wilson has been lighting up the scoreboard this year, and they fucking dinged him up a little bit. Like, it came down to field goals.
A little bit. Here's what I thought was the deciding factor for me. The 49ers are not going to win. You know, they'll maybe win one wild card game, or
I think they could win a playoff game.
One playoff game, that's about it. But Garoppolo, towards the end of that game, just looked nervous. A lot of his throws were high.
I agree with that.
Seattle had 15 opportunities for interceptions that just bounced right off the numbers.
There were 2. And
Jesus Christ.
There were 2 that were in somebody's hands and they didn't get picked.
That game should have been over well before it was. And I don't think he's got the stones to go into the playoffs and make that team a contender. I don't. Back to your point, though, about whether or not it's just shitty teams or not. To me, there's still 2 elite teams. Yes, the Saints had an off day. The Patriots had an off day the week before.
Yeah.
I look at that as anomalies for the year. I still think it's Saints-Patriots right now. I would have said Chiefs, but their defense, man, looks suspect.
It's bad.
They should have won. So my biggest loss of the weekend was the Chiefs, right? And this was, and I looked this up because I was really curious about this. Whether or not Vegas had as great a weekend as our listeners and me, right? Mm-hmm. And they said they did. And the reason why, and this stat is going to blow your mind, did you know that 94% of their NFL bets were on the Chiefs winning? And they cleaned
Holy
house.
Shit, dude.
Yes. And you know what's weird, though? When I looked at that number, because it was up on ESPN, they're now doing like a wager show as well, a daily wager show. And I was like, that can't be possible. And then I looked at the games again, and I was like, well, if you're looking at that slate, the most positive I felt, and I told everybody to buy a half a point, so I took it at 6.5, I think. The most positive game I felt great about was Mahomes returning.
Yeah.
Against the Titans, who, look, the Titans are hit and miss every fucking week. Mm-hmm. They've got Tannehill at quarterback right now. I've got Derrick Henry, who's great every other week in fantasy football.
Every other week,
it feels like. He had a great week this week. But the majority of my money, NFL-wise, besides that Seahawks game, was that. Well, I was just like, I believed in the Chiefs.
I didn't bet it because I don't think, and Xander from various companies, Seedwell, Super Seedwell,
yes,
is one of them. Our buddy,
SuperSeedwell.com,
our buddy with the. You're always asking me who the guy with the long hair and the beard is hanging out with us. His name's Xander.
Yes,
he's a buddy of ours. So he texted me, or he texted us, I think, group text before that Chiefs game. He goes, "What do you think about the Chiefs?" I said, "Fucking Mahomes should not be playing. I think he's coming back too soon."
Yeah,
I think it will be reflected in this game. So I didn't bet that game for that reason because I thought he was going to get hurt in the game. That was my feeling.
To be fair, though, Mahomes looked like Mahomes, and he threw for over 400. Like I started him in 3 of my 6 fantasy leagues. He threw for over 400 yards.
He looked great.
3 touchdowns. I mean, it was fantastic. But the defense could not keep anybody off the fucking field.
No, I think it's not just the defense, though. I think it's part of their gameplay style. Like if you're going to play, for example, this is an older example now. I guess this year you can see that the Warriors are falling apart. But back in the day, it wasn't just their up-tempo offense that was fucking winning them games. It was Draymond Green and Klay Thompson shutting people down.
Right.
So that defensive play turned into turnovers, which turned into points all the time for them.
Yeah.
And if you're going to run a high-tempo style offense like that, you're not going to go deep into a season unless you can do what the Golden State Warriors were able to do. For example, see the fucking Phoenix Suns in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
They were running the court like crazy, but they didn't win shit because they couldn't play defense ever.
Play defense, yeah.
And in the NFL, you can disguise it. If you have a game manager who can run 6 to 8 minute drives down the field every time and score points, if you do that, then you can do it because you can keep that defense out the field more. But if you're fucking scoring in 2.5 minutes like they did against the goddamn Patriots in the AFC Championship and give Brady 1.5 minutes to score, then that's what's going to happen. People like Brady are going to go down and score.
Yeah. Look, I think the Chiefs can turn it around. I really wish they would have made that Jalen Ramsey trade.
What the fuck were they thinking?
I don't know. And
they should have given up anything for him.
He goes to the Rams instead. Look, Rams defense has looked great with him. The problem is that the Rams offense has disappeared.
It's Jared Goff is not the guy.
I don't think he's the guy. I don't know what's wrong with Gurley. He's saying it's not him. He's saying I'm just not being used in the second half at all.
Maybe he's not.
And look, I cannot figure that team out for the life of me. They lost another game. They lost to Pittsburgh against Mason fucking Rudolph, and that's a pretender to me. To me, NFC, because Aaron Rodgers was handing off the ball again. Aaron Jones had 3 more touchdowns this week. To me, you can probably bump the top 2 tier. Like you got the Saints at 1, you got the Packers at 2.
You're talking about tiers of talent, yeah.
And then probably Seahawks 3, 49ers 4. Like the Cowboys are fucking awful. Giants, all those guys, like forget it. So that's kind of where it's at. AFC, you got Patriots at 1. Mm-hmm. Probably Chiefs at 2. Maybe
you're skipping the Ravens there.
I am.
Do you think that the Ravens can execute that game plan in the playoffs is one question. And the second question is, are they going to keep doing what they did this past week, which is run a triple goddamn option with 3 Heisman Trophy winners? Because that was one of the more interesting things I've seen this season.
It was, but, if you're going into a shootout like that against the Chiefs, can you score enough points where...
Well, the Ravens played defense. That's the difference.
They do.
Like, I think right now, today, if the Ravens played the fucking Chiefs, I think the Ravens would win that game.
I do too. However, I think Mahomes gets healthier. I think the rest of that team gets healthier. And they figure it out towards the end of the year.
I think they have to change the style of offense they play. They have to slow it down. Like you can't keep your defense if your defense is that bad.
Yeah.
You can't keep them on the field that much. When the Ravens in the early 2000s, all they tried to do was give their defense as much fucking time as possible to be off the field. That was their whole fucking strategy for the entire season. And it's maybe Joe Flacco will score 15 points, right?
Yeah.
Like their average points per game, I think, was like 19.5 or some shit like that for the whole season.
Yeah. So me personally, I'm going Pats 1, Chiefs 2, Ravens 3, and that's my top three.
What about the Browns?
What about the Browns? They did win this weekend. They beat the Bills.
I was surprised by that, honestly.
I half-point Hollowayed that one, but I was really surprised by that, man. And the Browns did it in unspectacular fashion. What was that? What was the score, like 19-16 or something? I mean, it was really low scoring.
It was. Hang on, let me look.
17-14 maybe. Or?
It was 19-16.
It was. Jesus Christ. 35 points at home.
So I had some good wins this week. The Ravens was obvious. I think the Ravens should have been the lock of the week probably because they were playing the fucking Bengals, right?
Yeah.
And it was 9.5. They're gonna beat the Bengals by fucking more than 9.5.
Yeah.
The Bills, we got a half point on that one. The Saints was bad. I took the Cards Bucks over, and they beat it handily. But I didn't bet the actual game.
I didn't touch that fucking.
And I took Green Bay because I just thought.
You know, I don't touch the Cardinals, and it's not like the over is fine, and I get it. They chuck the ball, and it's rad. I don't know who's playing running back every single week for the Cardinals.
Now it's Kenyon Drake, right?
No.
Did he not play this week?
David Johnson came back for a little bit, and so did the other guy, Chase Edmonds. It's a fucking mystery of who's playing in the backfield for them. For me, as betting wise, I don't do it when I don't know who's at least. Just tell me who your fucking starting running back is.
No, it was Kenyon Drake.
And then
but
David
Lions, Johnson only ran the ball 5 times.
Yeah. If you're a fantasy football man and you haven't traded David Johnson, good luck.
He ran the ball 5 times for 2 yards.
Yeah. That's it. And that was a first-round pick for everybody this year. And that guy's been a bust.
And the fucking Rams fucked me too.
Well, Gurley's been a bust as well. Yeah, so I lost the Rams, but that was about it. So it was the best.
What was your record this week? I was 4-2 in college, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-2 in the NFL.
8-2 in college, 8-3 in the NFL. I went really, really hard though, on money lines and all that other shit. Again, I know my take home was I think $4,627 was the exact take home. And again, that's not even a brag. It was that great of a weekend where I was just like, fuck this. It felt like I finally was able to turn it on NFL-wise like last year, where I've been on fire in college this year, and most of these picks have been money, and I've just been absolutely fucking destroying people, including my bookie. And I think they might even shrink it to like half the deposit soon because my college picks have been just absolutely deadly. The NFL, man, with all these injuries, it has been really tough. This was a week, though, where it was like, all right, nobody got injured in the middle of the game for some reason.
Yeah, but it's still weird, though. Like, at the beginning of the season, this Dolphins at Indianapolis game would be one I would definitely bet on. Unless the spread was crazy.
But then their quarterback got hurt.
But then their quarterback's hurt, and now, like, you still think, like, well, the Colts should still probably beat the Dolphins, right?
Yeah.
No. Lose by 4.
I didn't touch it because I didn't know. I didn't know who is the Colts backup quarterback. I don't even know who that is.
Brian Hoyer, who's been in the league for 35 years.
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember Brian Hoyer?
Yeah, he's 90 years old, man. He's played for 15, 20 teams.
He's played for New England, Arizona, Cleveland, Houston, Chicago, New England again, San Francisco, New England again, and now Indianapolis.
Wow.
Oof.
Man. Look, I didn't touch that game. When you start getting into those weird players like that, like, I'm good. I don't trust it. So we're going to get into this week's picks here in a second. First, so we get some sponsors who put this whole shit on the air. Again, first and foremost, mybookie.com. And the promo code is Drinkin Bros. That doubles your deposit. It might be in half, though, now. We've been having some monster college weekends. And it's been great. It's been great for you. It's been great for me. Now, my problem is I've been chasing the dragon with all my college winnings and fucking myself with the NFL. However, this weekend, man, I pulled it all together, and Jesus Christ, that was a big weekend. And everybody was like, damn, and Drinkin Bros. Fun, man. It was fun. It was back to last year for the NFL for us. But college has been an absolute slaughterhouse. And super amped about that. So, look, go to mybookie.com and put the promo code Drinkin Bros in, and it should double your deposit. If you only get half back, that's why. I know they're going to knock it down. Hilarious story for you, by the way. There was a Drinkin Bro in there, and like I don't get into online gambling as far as like blackjack or roulette or any of that shit.
No, I mean it's you're doing an odds-based game where a computer is controlling it. Like, how is that not rigged? I don't believe in that shit.
I don't either, but I will say there's a Drinkin Bro won massive off of the LSU game. He took the money line, and I think he took the Seahawks money line as well. I forget. I want to say $1,000.
Good.
It was something big, right?
We've had a lot. Jordan Wenzel's won a lot of money this year.
Yeah.
too.
Jordan's won a lot. There's been a lot of people. If you take these college picks, man, you've been money.
Yeah.
Even some of you homers out there who take your own teams, like whoever's taking Green Bay every week, man. I mean, I've taken in the last few weeks and won, but I wasn't on their train. Look, some homer teams do well. This guy though said, "Hey, I didn't know there was blackjack and poker in there in my bookie. I didn't either, man. I didn't know they had a full casino in there.
I never do it, but I can tell you this.
I did not know that.
They have the ones that aren't, if I'm not mistaken, they have the ones that aren't against computers. They're against actual other players and shit. So you can go to like chat. Let me check on
So
that.
this guy ended up winning another $1,500, and then there were slot machines.
Wait, he won $1,500 on a guy.
Additional.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then he won on slot machines, which I didn't know was a thing.
Maybe I'm the fucking asshole here.
I know. I was like, Jesus Christ. Anyways, he posted it, and I was just like, well, congratulations. That's amazing. I didn't know.
Let's see, where is it?
So if because there was a couple people like, hey man, you didn't tell us it was like blackjack and shit in there. I didn't know, to be honest with you. I'm not a big blackjack guy.
Well,
I mean, fucked up in Vegas, yes, but
if you can count cards, if your brain works well enough to be able
yours
to do that,
does.
Yeah, I mean, I could play it, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like I only gamble to make sports more interesting. I don't actually care about the money or the competition or any of that shit.
Yeah.
It's just something to do.
But
people do care about money, obviously. I'm not saying you shouldn't.
Fuck yeah.
You should. I'm a sociopath. Don't do what I do.
Well, look, again, we always tell you this. Bet what you can afford to lose, and don't put your fucking mortgage on
it's
shit.
It's not real money.
That's what's on that LSU money line, brother. Either or. MyBookie.com is where it is. Promo code Drinkin Bros. Will double your deposit currently. Get in on it before they change.
Oh shit, they've got a bunch of games, dude. They've got 4 different kinds of blackjacks. They have a tournament which is like these kinds.
That's dope.
These kinds are the ones where people go into it. Like it's actual players sitting on
I know what you're talking
tables.
about. Yeah, and it's like, dude, there's heavyweights.
It's super competitive. Yeah. You think guys who like people go in there and fucking compete. Roulette is one. I wouldn't do that one. Because I wouldn't even do roulette in a casino because it has the worst odds of any casino game ever.
Right.
Roulette does. Although, if you win, you can win a fuckload of money.
I love playing in real life. I'm a big that's my game. If I go to
roulette,
a casino,
really?
Yeah, and always obviously we always bet on sports, but
yeah.
That's my one game that I enjoy the most. I'll drink a White Russian and sit there for hours and play roulette.
Why a White Russian? You channeling your inner dude or something?
Yes. I don't know why. I just feel like, all right, man, I'll just throw some, because I'm usually hungover, get some sunglasses on, I'll sit at a fucking roulette table and just play forever.
I mean, they have...
But I will only do it when I can see the ball spinning.
Yeah.
I don't do electronic shit. So
they have 3D slots. They have a live...
That's what that guy went off
They
of.
have a live casino.
All
so
right.
it's like you're playing against other human beings. That one I would do, and the only thing that I would add to that is they should make like a chat feature in there so you can talk shit to other people.
That'd be fun. I'm gonna crack a claw on the camera before I get into the
excuse me.
The next sponsor.
They've also got
that's live on YouTube
like
too.
Racing. They've got different. If you click on the contest, if you guys aren't part of the super contest, by the way, it's too late now. But if you're part of it, make sure you're getting those picks in every week.
I got housed in the first 2 weeks of it, and I was just like, well, I
don't think you should give up though. I think it's like fantasy football. Like everybody's getting housed because it was so fucking weird. Nobody predicted all this shit.
Well, in the NFL,
14 starting quarterbacks are going to be out. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
So this is the NFL. It's like every week you pick 5 teams to win.
Yeah. Next up, we got ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Get yourself a mattress. Their 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest, is the best in the biz. You can get wet, you can get hard, you can get both on a Ghost Bed mattress. Make sure you get yourself a cover, though, in case you dump out on it. Told an absolutely disgusting story today on...
well, it's not... Are you talking about the fucking San Francisco or the LA thing?
We did a crime corner on Ross Patterson Revolution. That's the most disgusting story I've ever heard, read.
That's going live tonight?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, you're going to want to watch that one.
Tune in to that, or watch it. We're all combined. Our media company is all combined. Just subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube. You can watch that. It's the only time I physically got sick, and I could not let it go towards the end. Either or, you definitely need a cover for your mattress.
Yeah, you don't want to dump out on that thing.
No. 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest. No one's doing that. If you were military, current, former, whatever, or first responder, you get 15% off forever. Their Black Friday deals are the best in the business, man. That is coming up next week. Is that next week or the week after?
It's the Friday after
Thanksgiving.
So it'll be like 2 weeks from now.
When we give thanks for taking this land back from the Indians to the white man that deserve it. I'm kidding. We were never here. We just invaded a country.
Unless you're Mormon, they believe that white people came here a long time ago. And
do they really?
Yeah.
That is not true.
I don't care.
That is not
I don't
true.
care what happened. Look,
Native Americans are native to the America that was not us. I'm sure Ghostbed loves this type of talk during their sponsorship. Get yourself a mattress. They're real comfortable to sleep on. The Indians did not have them, and that was their sacrifice for us so that we could have them and have a beautiful Thanksgiving together. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Get yourself a mattress. The ghost pillows are almost as good as the goddamn mattress.
You know what that mattress protector also helps with is when I
Ping.
when I'm cracking canned hams in bed.
You love a good canned ham.
Ham loaf.
Yeah.
It's because people are sending me messages now because Jesse is so anti-ham. Like
I am too.
Tim Morris, one of our beloved Drinkin Bros admins.
Yeah.
He sent me a fucking picture of a giant ham this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, Tim Morris.
That's support for me.
If Tim Morris is listening, I love you. He texted me. He was like, hey, man, can I come stay at your house?
Oh, yeah. He
down
told me
there.
that he's coming in March or something?
Yeah, the end of March.
To the beach?
And I'm like, first of all, that's 5 months from now. Second of all, Tim, I love you, and this is why I'm saying this. I did not know, like, Jared's been staying there with a bruiser.
Yeah.
He's been boning this girl for all week. I have no idea who's going to be there. You cannot bring your family. It's probably not a family place, is what I'm saying to you, Tim.
It depends. Maybe
with our friends?
Maybe if a hazmat crew goes in there.
God damn it, dude. With our friends? Jared's staying for like I had no idea he was staying for 2 weeks. I don't care, obviously.
Yeah.
My best friend in the world. But they probably have sex with multiple women. No idea, Tim. I love you. It's too far out in advance. I have no idea. Next up, who's our next sponsor we got here?
What day is today?
Today is the 13th. Wednesday the 13th. After that popular movie.
You know
Wednesday the 13th.
Was it Wednesday?
No.
Nice midweek fright is what you're looking for. Let's see. We've done.
It's hump day, and it's just a boss from like Office Depot just yelling at you, and then he kills you with a fucking printer.
Hey, look, sometimes you got to kill people with printers, though.
Yeah, I get it.
So let's go with Box of Awesome.
Boxofawesome.com. I love those fucking guys. I have no problem promoting Box of Awesome.
That's a good name, by the way, just for a company.
It's great, and they have the best products. Here's what you do. You just fill out like a little questionnaire. It's like 5 questions. Tells you what kind of dude you are in this life. And then they send you a box of fucking awesome shit once a month, hence the term in the title. Promo code Drinkin Bros is 20% off the box. Works out to like $45, but the shit that is in it is like $150, $200. There's knives. There's fucking... What'd you get? A cast iron skillet? We got whiskey decanters. We got... God damn, man. We got travel bags, DOP kits full of products.
Well, you got a... travel. Nice
yeah,
travel
man.
bag
You name it. I got that knife for Jesse that's cuts through...
The one for meat or whatever that's like
best.
It's a handle with a fucking round blade on the bottom.
Yes, it's the best, dude. Love boxofawesome.com. If you're
Wallets.
a dude in this life and you have a bullshit wife out there who just gets that birch box or whatever it is sent to the house and it's just like, what? This is my Christmas once a month. Great. Boxofawesome.com is yours. Do it. I promise you, you will not regret it. They're always sending the dopest shit on the planet.
There's one set that's like, it's made for, it's got cigar holders and an ashtray and like
it's the Lewinsky set.
What do you whiskey glasses.
Yeah.
So it comes with that whole set. It's for whiskey and cigars. Like shit like that. There's so many different things. It's hard to go through all of them, but these are just a couple of examples. That's one of the ones that I like.
Yeah.
So I like cigars and whiskey.
Gigantic fan of them. And then last but not least, buyraycon.com/Drinkin Bros. Best earphones in the business. So they just sent the new ones. You just testing them out. How dope are those fucking things?
They're fucking good, man.
So the 20, I'm going to hold them up in a camera here. The 25, the E25s. Boom. These are the fucking money.
They're smaller than the previous version, but louder.
God damn it, they're awesome. And you recharge them in this case. They last, 5 hours.
6 hours now.
Is it 6?
Look in the back.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
dude. These guys are doing it, dude. Battery life, 6 hours. 24 hours, too, with the charging case. You can take phone calls, Bluetooth. Super easy to pair. Look, man, they just keep getting better and better. And the beauty of it is at buyraycon.com/drinkin bros, you get these knocked down. You get them 15% off. You get them knocked down like $55, man.
Oh, yeah.
So if you see people wearing these in the airport and all that shit, that's what they are. They're Raycons. And all these commercials run during ESPN. So I don't know if that was a good choice by them to reach out to the sports show. But
Maybe, yeah.
ramped about it. Buyraycon.com/drinkin bros. Affordable wireless headphones for your noggin, dude. Let's get to them games, shall we? Let's get to them games this weekend. Damn games. Everybody, real quick, everybody keeps asking me about the Chase Young thing. All of that was total bullshit, in my opinion. The fact that he's even doing 2 games is whatever. It just so happens to be the greatest 2 games of the schedule. So fuck you and fuck everyone around you. But my whole thing with the NCAA is this. I've seen that schedule. Mm-hmm. I've been a part of it. Look, and I know I've said this before, and I'm going to beat this horse to death. I got 110 offers out of high school. We, back in the day, and I don't know what it is now, but back in the day, here's how shitty the NCAA was. We got 3 visits, right? And then the rest of them, you had to go with your parents and do 3 official visits. The rest of them were unofficial, and you had to drive yourself, pay for yourself, do the whole shit to decide whether or not you wanted to go to those college. If you're a great athlete, and I was no Chase Young, I can promise you that. It was good enough for D1, but that's, to be an all-world like Chase Young, that guy had to get 400 fucking offers, right?
Yep.
You go through the schedule. Once you get there, you have 0 time. You're up at 5. You're working out by 6. Then you have classes. Then after classes, you're at practice. After practice, you're at film.
What you're saying is there's no way these guys are having fucking part-time jobs.
You cannot get a fucking part-time job on that schedule. You have 2 weeks off.
There's no way.
2 weeks off out of the year. It is right after the bowl game. And then you are back in training for the fucking spring game. They have no time. Not only that, if you were a poor athlete from the ghetto or from fucking a trailer park, if you're a poor white athlete from a fucking trailer park,
yeah,
your parents can't go to the game. Your girlfriends cannot go to the game. The NCAA does not pay for that. The university would be more than happy to. I can promise you Ohio State would fucking fly all of their families out there because it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see your child play in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
It is a dream come true. The fact that he took a loan from a family member, paid him back, self-reported it, and then had to deal with this fucking bullshit is crazy to me.
Wait, so he took a loan from not from a booster, but from a family member?
Correct. A family member paid them back, a family friend, I should say. Paid them back, self-reported. I don't give a shit about any of this stuff, man. Look, they're already paying the athletes starting next year in NCAA basketball for their likeness and all this other shit. Give them a stipend. Let them come and see it. There was one asshole who hit me up on Drinkin Bros. Was like, they're already getting free education and something else. It was like, man, good luck trying to study in that environment.
Do you know how much money these athletes are making for that university?
Crazy, dude.
Like, come on, man.
Crazy. I remember being in LA when Reggie Bush was on fire. Every motherfucker in LA had a Reggie Bush jersey, dude. A college jersey of Reggie Bush. Like,
I feel like for a school like Ohio State, the football team, I wonder how much they make.
Oh,
it's like $1 billion probably in a year.
Maybe maybe more. Who knows? Because you get if you get into one of the top 6 bowl games, you get like $9 million for winning it, like, or even participating. Like it's a crazy sum of money just for that one game. All of it's bullshit. All of it needs to change. Look, I'm happy he only got 2, but he didn't even deserve that, to be honest with you. But it is what it is, and we're moving on. Luckily, it probably won't affect Ohio State's season. If we lose to Rutgers, we deserve that on our own, with or without Chase Young. But we'll get to those spreads in a second. I'm glad he's back, and he's going to tear the faces off of Penn State. But look, man, talk to somebody who's a Division I athlete. You know what? Ethan Ward is one of our admins. He's a high school coach, coaches a lot of these Division I players. Talk to Ethan Ward. Talk to any Division I player. Ask them what their schedule is like at a big school like an Ohio State or an Alabama. Ask them what it's like at a small school. Shit.
Yeah.
I went through some of the smaller schools to see what that schedule is like. It's virtually the same, and you're not going pro. Yes, you're getting a free education, but what you're going to do with that, who knows, man?
I've got some numbers for you.
Fire away.
So Texas A&M, which is they make the most money out of all universities on football somehow.
Really?
Yeah. They make $147 million a year.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
147.
Yeah.
The top 25 teams in the country, at least based on generated revenue, $2.7 billion. And you're telling me you can't give 80 kids a goddamn scholarship? Get fucked, dude.
It's crazy, man. The other part about it too is, in the Chase Young sitch, I think it was like $1,200 was the total, and I know he said it was his girlfriend. The press said it was a girl. I heard privately it was his parents, and as well, and like he didn't want to get his parents involved in this stupid shit. Nor does he have to. Greeny made a great point. He said, "Look, man. Any kid that is taking a loan from somebody else and chooses to pay them back, a family member, that's between two people that is outside the university, outside everything else. Like, hey, man." Nobody's asking me in real life what loans we're taking.
Yeah, I know. Why would that even be? I don't understand what the violation would be. Like if your kids went to school, like if they were in college right now, and I just wanted to send them $1,000 a month because I felt like it.
You cannot do that.
Why, motherfucker? Yeah. It's my goddamn money. I'll do what I want.
Yeah,
I didn't go to Ohio State.
I know. So the rules are, it's over $800, and fuck, man. Whatever.
Dumb.
It is what it is. It's dumb. The rules will change. It was nice to see so many people have his back on that, and I think that really fucking helped. Because I know LeBron did something. All of ESPN did something. Like they came out and they were just like, "This is ridiculous," and it is what it is. They'll get through it, and at least the best talent will be on the field, I think.
Oh,
so we'll see.
No, he'll be fine.
But let's get into Saturday's games. College football, shall we? Alabama. Playing another banger of a fucking team here.
Yeah, they're really well. This one they can't really help, right?
Mississippi State. No, they can't. This one's fine. The next week's one I have an issue with Western Carolina, but it's -19 for Alabama. It's at Mississippi State. The over/under is 61.5. The only thing I'll caution you on this one is they are saying I don't know if Tua will play.
Yeah. I think I feel like they're sure he's going to play. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a 19.5 spread up here right now. It'd be blank. Probably, even if it was the backup, even against Mississippi State.
You might be able to beat them though with a backup at 19. So
maybe, but I don't know if they would even put it. Usually, if it's in flux, they don't put it up this early.
So look, this is right below my threshold here. My threshold is usually about 23.5 for in-conference games. So I am going to take this one, and I'll tell you why.
My bookie doesn't have a spread on them.
Again, it's because the Tua thing just got announced a little bit ago.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you why I'm taking this at 19 if it's available to you out there today. Alabama doesn't have a choice anymore but to blow out the last three teams on their schedule because they're not playing in the SEC championship. They will cover this 19 points. I think Tua almost has to play for the CFP to say, hey, man, he is fully healthy. He will be available after the SEC championship to play in the playoff games.
Yeah.
And even with Mac Jones, if that's who it is, they probably still cover this. Therefore, I will bet this because Alabama does not have a choice but to put it to the fucking gas, dude, right now.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Alabama in this.
Put the foot on the gas.
Whether or not Tua plays or not, but I think he will.
Yeah.
Although that kid that played in place of him before didn't do poorly. Like he did really well, so I think they'll be fine either way.
Next up is Indiana at Penn State. Penn State had some would say a disappointing loss. Others would say Minnesota's just having a great year.
I think it happened the way it was supposed to happen. Minnesota played better, and we'll see in the coming weeks if they actually are better or not, or if it was a fluke. But I don't think it was. I think Minnesota's got a really good team.
So the spread on this one is 14.5 against Indiana at home. I'm actually going to take this one too. I'm going to buy a point, and I'm going to get this down to 13.5. Are people betting this hard on my bookie?
Let me check.
Because that's, by the way, the reason why I always read them off of ESPN and he does my bookie is for the fact of these spreads change because of how many people are betting. I like to see what it is, and we always tell the audience what it originally was versus who the people are betting this early in the week, and that's what Dan does.
Yep.
Because that really helps me determine like, oh, all right, cool. People think this, and that's why I'm going to bet that. Penn State -14.5. Is that what you have?
Yes.
Okay. So in a game like this, because I still think Penn State is great. I really do. And they only fell to 9. They're not looking ahead yet because they still have a shot at the college football playoff, at the Big Ten championship. I think, look, losing to who's now the number 7 team in the country, it's not a bad thing. Minnesota's undefeated. I think Penn State picks this up and they house this, and they win by 2 scores or more. That's why I'm going to buy a point and take this down to 13.5.
Yeah, I'm good with that. And they're playing it at the Beeve, too. It's 35 degrees outside. It's going to be a Penn State game.
It is Penn State weather, and you're only at 9. You're not out of it. Penn State is not out of this yet. So if you're a Penn State fan, you are not out of this. You lose to Ohio State, you're out of it. But this week, you're not. You got to go hard, and I think they will, and I think they cover by 2 scores. Next up, we got 11 Florida against Missouri. This is a weird one for me. This is a 7-point spread.
Especially
Florida
because
-7 on this one.
Missouri's lost 3 games in a row. The last one's at Georgia. I got that. But then Kentucky and Vanderbilt were the last 2.
Now, the Georgia one I told everybody to take, and
Yeah.
I won money off of that. It was 23.5. They ended up winning 27-0.
Yeah, but the 2 previous games against Kentucky and Vanderbilt, man, there's no excuse for losing those games.
No.
Like, Missouri plays football at that school.
Yeah. They used to have a great program. Until
definitely better than fucking Kentucky or Vanderbilt.
the students fucked it up.
Yeah.
Go back and look at that story. I believe it was a 30 for 30, but that'll tell you what happened to Missouri's team. This one, same thing. I take a Florida at -7. I take a half a point, and I take Florida on this one.
I'm not taking Florida in anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Against an unranked Missouri team that's 5-4.
Nope.
All right.
I don't believe in Florida. I think Florida sucks.
I don't either, but I think Missouri sucks, and it's a 1-score game, and I think it's fine at 6.5. Next up, we got number 14, Wisconsin at Nebraska. This is -14.5 for Wisconsin.
Oh God, I don't know what to think about this game.
I don't either. And
I mean, this is like Scott Frost has got to win this game.
he's 4-5. They've said that all year long.
Yeah.
He's got to win this game. They are 4-5. They lose this, which I think they will. I don't know if it's by 14.5, but they will lose this game. What do you do at 4-6 if you're Scott Frost? Is this his second year?
Yeah.
All right. So he's going to stay for 2 more years probably. But look, Wisconsin has been hit and miss. They did beat Iowa last weekend by, 2 points?
Yep.
I think they cover this. I'll take it, and I'll take it at 13.5. I'll buy a point on this. What's the
They were 4-8 last year, and now they're fucking.
They're heading on that path now. What's the Wisconsin line? Is that moving at all?
What's it at?
It's if so, because I'll buy a point
It's 14
now. I'm
and a
not going
half,
to buy
right?
a point and a half. It's 14.5.
It's not moved.
Yeah, so
Since yesterday.
I'll take 1 point and go with Wisconsin on this one. I think Nebraska's given up for the year, and I don't know what's going to happen there, man. He's got to bring in some recruits, because if they have another season like this next year, they're going to be calling for Scott Frost's dick.
I mean, I don't like the idea of a guy going back to his hometown like that.
I don't mind it. Urban Meyer did it, but
Yeah,
you know.
but I mean, like, after success, 2 years of success at Central Florida is not success.
National championships.
I will fucking stab you right
They
now.
were the co-national championship team, Dan. And
By the
I want
way,
that on the record.
They're not
right.
ranked.
All right. But I'm going to go Wisconsin. What are you doing with this one?
Man, I don't know. I mean, Wisconsin's been one of the more up and down teams this year. Like they don't execute when they're supposed to, and they rely heavily on the run game. And you never know, man. If
Nebraska's looked awful this year, and
they have, yeah.
Against the run game, I saw them. Well, I watched the Ohio State game against them, but yeesh, Nebraska's looked horrible, man.
I don't know enough about that team because they suck. But if they're bad against the run game, then I think Wisconsin's probably going to win by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I did too.
Guess.
But to be safe, I'm going to take that down to 13.5. Next up, we got a rivalry game here. Some would say, Michigan State against Michigan. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Michigan State is at 4-5.
Yeah, this should be a basketball game.
It should be.
I would
Michigan
care.
State's great at basketball.
I would care if it was a fucking basketball game.
Yeah. This one, though, look, this is Michigan minus 13.5. I don't care enough to take that many points on Michigan. Look, Michigan's looked hit and miss all year long. This is a rivalry game. This could be close.
And it's in Ann Arbor. I think Michigan will win this.
Probably. But do I put my real American dollars on it? No, I don't.
Can you bet Canadian on my
You
bookie?
can actually bet Bitcoin on there.
Well, yeah, of course, but that's still representative of real money.
Is
Canadian money is like,
Is it?
may as well be
I
monopoly.
still feel like Bitcoin is fucking mushrooms from a goddamn Super Mario game. Where it's just like, yep, there's something.
You think it's gonna make you like 200% bigger?
It's what it feels like. Where it's just like, yeah, it's a Bitcoin. I'll give you 1/127th of a fucking gram of whatever it is.
Do you know? Do you ever wonder if anybody has successfully made a coin and passed it off to another human being as a Bitcoin?
I know they've bought
Like it
things.
says Bitcoin right on it.
Yeah,
You can see on the site it's worth $17,000. Just
Sure.
take this
probably 8 right about now.
and give
but
me
I
your
don't know.
child.
I don't know.
That's
man.
the going rate for. I think it's. Hold on.
Does
let me
Lena
see.
Paul take Bitcoin? She's my favorite porn star. So
It's 8,700 right now.
yeah, I was close.
So for 2 Bitcoin you can get a child, basically.
Where at? What country?
Here.
What is so then I could probably get a Chinese kid for like half that, right?
No, I mean here's the problem with that. It's
$2,000?
It's return on investment.
ROI.
So yeah. So
Well, let's face it. If any kid is going to give you a return on investment, it's a Chinese kid.
yeah, exactly.
Motherfucker's
We're
going to
in-
be
we're in
making
the-
six figs right out
We're in the
right out of college, brother.
We're in the information age now, so
We are. And my information on this Michigan game is don't bet a rivalry game with a 2-touchdown spread.
yeah.
Don't do it. And if Lena Paul is out there and she's watching, what's your Bitcoin? What's your Bitcoin number for a friend? Winky face.
You're talking about you then, right?
No, I'm talking about you, bro.
Oh, I'm good on Lena Paul.
That's the only time I would watch you fuck.
I
You've asked me to numerous times. I will only watch you fuck Lena Paul.
I've showed you the girl that I'm.
Yeah,
hanging
yeah.
out with
She's
now.
rad. She's not
She's
Lena
super
Paul.
hot. Yeah, she's hotter than Lena Paul.
Come on,
dude.
Man.
You've never seen Lena Paul in person before.
It's true.
And we've met a lot
You know
of
what?
porn
You're
stars
right.
in person. And
You're
their-
right. I will
their-
retract that
Their
statement.
faces often look like a topographical map.
Correct. We've had a lot of porn stars on this show and or around this show over the years, and
Yep.
you're right. Up close and personal, there's always something weird.
There are a few that are probably normal.
Riley Reid was cute in person.
Yeah, I guess she's all right.
She's fine. Next up, we got Kansas at Oklahoma
You're not allowed
State.
to say it like that.
Kansas.
No, stop.
Yeah, don't you give me that Kansas, boy.
Kansas.
Kansas at Kansas. It's Oklahoma State. This Oklahoma State team, man, has been hard to figure out all year. This is Oklahoma State minus 17.5 right now.
You know what?
I don't believe in Kansas, but I also they've been covering too, and it's like Oklahoma State has been real hit and miss. I wouldn't put your money on this one. I like these games, man, in the Big 12 have been so high scoring. You look at this over; it's 67 right now.
Kansas scored 48 points against Texas.
I know, and they didn't cover. Texas didn't cover, so I don't know, man. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't put your money on this. This conference is slowly morphing into the Trap 12 to me.
It is, yeah.
Betting wise, where I try to stay away from these. Now, if you're an Oklahoma State homer or a Kansas homer, look at that 67 and just throw a hundo on for shits
I
and
might.
gigs.
You know what? I'm going to bet the over on this.
Throw a finger up your ass while you do it. That'll make it even more exciting.
Do
67
you lube
points.
up before you finger your own butthole? or do
That's
just-
10 touchdowns to cover that over. 10. And I think it'll probably happen, actually. But you can have fun watching all 10 of those touchdowns. I'm not doing it.
Oh, I'm not going to
doing
watch it, but I am going to bet it.
Next up, we got Navy 23 at Notre Dame. Notre Dame, man, 38-7 last week for Notre Dame. However, the week before they struggled. Navy, this is Notre Dame -7. Navy is a hard team to play.
It's
because
Navy. It's a fucking military academy at Notre Dame, and it's a touchdown game. How
It is.
fucking crazy is that?
Navy is 7-1. They always have that triple option bullshit, and
Yeah.
it's
still
like
7.
facing a knuckleball pitcher.
Yeah.
You don't prepare for that all season. You only have a week to get in the game for this, and it's hard, man, because you got to tell your practice team then, hey, run all these weird fucking plays.
Navy's quarterback this year only has 720 passing
That's
yards.
it. I'm surprised he is that. I'm surprised he has
Jesus
just 4 passing
Christ,
yards.
dude.
All they do is fucking run. I'll say this, Notre Dame, just to do it. I'll buy a half a point and take this 6.5 for Notre Dame. You're not gonna do it, huh?
I'm not betting on Notre Dame. Come on.
I will, just for the junkie in me on this one.
You know what?
This isn't one of my bigger bets of the
I'm gonna
weekend.
buy a point in the other direction and take Navy.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it to -8. And take
Woo-hoo! Why not?
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We
Yeah,
we
I'm
always
gonna
put
do
our
it.
bets up live.
I'm
by
gonna
the
do
way.
it. Navy -8. I'm taking it. I don't give a
We always
shit.
put our bets up live on Drinkin Bros Sports, so you can see our actual betting slips and how much we're betting too. Some of these have been ridiculous. One guy last week was like, "Jesus Christ, Ross, I can't believe you put that much money on that shit." And I was like, I believed in it. Moneyline LSU, moneyline Seahawks. Next up, Ohio State. The Ohio States at number 2 against Rutgers, which should not be in the Big Ten anymore. And
Damn,
maybe
this one's moving a lot.
should be considering just shutting down that university.
So
as a
Ohio
whole.
State Rutgers started at 51 this week.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN's got it at 52,
Scratch
which
that.
means that's
It started at 50.5.
okay.
Okay. That was the second it came out. I've got it at 52 right now. What do you have it at?
So it went to 51 yesterday. This
Mm-hmm.
morning it went to 50. I'm sorry, it went to 51 yesterday. This
Mm-hmm.
morning it went to 52. That's why ESPN has it. It's at 53 now on MyBookie.
Here's the
It's
wildest.
53 goddamn points.
Here's the
dude.
wildest part about that. Okay, not only is it 53 points, the over under is 61.
Hang on a sec. I'm about to do some math. Keep talking. Give me 2
I will.
minutes.
So look, Ohio State is number 1 in college football against the spread this year. They are 8-1. Last week was a ridiculous spread of 43.5. The junkie and me took it at home. I told the audience not to do it because that's the smart thing to do, right? I would not tell you to do this at 52 fucking points. However, this week, I'm going to take it. I think they're pissed off about the Chase Young thing. It's a 3:30
Sorry,
game.
dude. There's no way.
I am going to take Ohio State at minus, what is it, minus 53 now?
Yeah, this is a 58-4 game.
Yeah. Yep. And I think
What was the score last week? 73-14?
73 points they hung on Maryland. And Rutgers is no Maryland, my friend.
That's 59. All right, fuck it. Let's go.
I'm going to bet Ohio State on this.
They got to
one.
win by 7. They have to win by 8 touchdowns.
You know what?
basically.
I had a dream about this last night. I don't want to go Martin Luther King on you, but I did have a dream. I did dream that it was 56-0. That was my final in my mind. So
It was 56-0?
56-0, and when I woke up and saw this spread, I was like, well, I'm taking it. I don't give a shit. But truthfully, this game is probably 70-7.
I could see
I'm gonna
that.
do it just to do it.
I honestly could see them hanging 70 in this game.
The other thing I did here, by the way, and I don't know if this is true, and I can't verify this, so take it for what it's worth. The Maryland game last week, right? The reason that they ran up the score, which they were running up the score, calling timeouts. I mean, they did an onside kick up by 40 at one point, Ohio State. Chase Young is from Maryland. There is a rumor going around that Maryland's coach or a member of his coaching staff was the one who called that fucking in and found out from a fucking one of his buddies at home that he did this, and that's why Ohio State dropped 73 on him. I don't know if that's true or not, but whatever, man. I'm going to take this. Rutgers is the worst team I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're the
Ever. I don't know a game. And we've been doing this all year, right? Usually, all of these in-conference games, it is always 28 points.
yeah.
Against Rutgers, it is always minus 28. Whoever they play, every team is covered. With Ohio State at 53, I'm going to fucking do it, and I don't care. This is probably dumb.
No, I'm doing it too.
I'm going to do it just to do it.
I think it's probably like a mid-60s to low single-digit game, something like
Find
that.
out. It's 3:30, so God damn it, that's going to be hilarious. Next up, we got Wake Forest, 7-2 at Clemson, number 3. We just saw them play over the weekend. Wake Forest was ranked last week.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
They were ranked the 2 previous weeks. Okay,
Yeah.
so now think about that, right? As a ranked team, you were ranked in the top 25 in college football. The spread against this Clemson team is minus 34.5.
I think a lot of people believe that what we were talking about earlier in the season, that Clemson is just dicking around and saving shit for later, and they don't really get going until late. I think a lot of people are starting to believe that because of how. Look, NC State is not a terrible team. They're not as good as they are sometimes.
Ooh, they looked awful.
Well,
on
yeah,
Saturday.
they did. They looked terrible, but
Yeah.
a good team can do that to you. So
They looked terrible though for the weird reasons. Like they just had so many turnovers, and but it was like people dropping the ball. and
Clemson's
shit.
got the best, not the best, but one of the best defenses in
They've
college
got a
football.
good defense. It is not Ohio State's defense. Look, 34.5, man.
This will be the week where we can tell if they come out and fucking smash these
Yeah.
guys by 40.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, Clemson's been dicking around all year.
Yeah, or Wake Forest. I don't know. But that I don't touch on anything you're saying, Ross. What? You're going to bet 53 on Ohio State? Rutgers is the worst team I have ever seen play.
Yep.
Ever. I've never seen a team just get annihilated against the spread all year around. I've never seen it. I've never seen a team that bad, physically that bad. Their only 2 wins are against like D2 schools, so don't even let the 2 wins fool you. But this, I don't know. I don't touch this at 34.5. By the way, this is the same exact spread it was against NC State.
Yeah.
34.5. They won by 45. So maybe, if you're a Clemson homer, sure, take it, but I'm not going to. Next up, fuck me. I got a real goddamn issue with this. I got a really, really big fucking issue with this game. This is number 4 Georgia against number 12 Auburn. My issue with this is a 3:30 game.
Yep.
This is the best game of the week.
It's the second week in a row where they did this shit.
And well, it's about to be third with Penn State, Ohio State. It's on at noon next week. Why the fuck are you doing this? The primetime games suck. We were at the primetime game over the weekend.
Well, this
Fucking
week
sucked.
This week it's Oklahoma Baylor. They're 10-13, but I mean I like Jalen Hurts.
It's not bad.
But aside from him, like I don't give a fuck about Baylor.
This has playoff implications. Georgia is number 4. Auburn has a great defense, man. These are real schools that are actually playing for a playoff spot. The Oklahoma and Baylor are not. They're gone. They are done.
Yeah.
That conference is a fucking joke that plays no defense. They're done with the year.
And you could say the same about the 4:00 game with Minnesota and Iowa. That's also a playoff game.
Yeah, it's got playoff implications to it. But to me, if you're asking me what the honest opinion is, it's Georgia Auburn. This is the night game, dude. This is at Auburn. This is not an easy game for Georgia at all. So, I don't understand, man. I don't understand what this 3:30 bullshit is. This is on CBS. Fox is doing the Ohio State Penn State game. Now that they're trying to get their bullshit morning show ratings with Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer ain't going to be there next year, brother. He is gone. And that show sucks. You will never be game day. You'll never be college game day. You'll never have the magic of that. Stop scheduling these early fucking games, dude.
Yeah, it's really irritating. I mean, maybe that's when their top ad spend is.
Yeah.
And that's why they're doing it. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know because it doesn't make any sense to me.
But look at the spread on this game. This is Georgia minus 2.5 at Auburn. This is a goddamn great game. I am all in on Georgia on this one. Georgia knows what they have to do. They win this game. They were in the college football. They're in the SEC championship. Georgia wins this game to me. I said the same thing about the Florida game. I believe that Georgia is going to turn it up.
I hope so. I mean, because I don't think that Florida has no chance of beating LSU. I don't think Georgia really does either, but there's hope. Like Georgia has the kind of
Florida already played LSU.
No, I mean like in a conference championship.
Oh yeah, in a conference championship.
So it's like I don't think that Florida has any hope of beating them in any game. No matter what the circumstances are. I think Georgia could potentially beat LSU, maybe if a lot of things go their way in a game.
I think that Georgia LSU game is closer than the Alabama game.
Probably
because Georgia's got a better defense.
Yeah, but I mean, look, Georgia's got to win this game. Bottom line. And Alabama or Auburn rather, I don't know.
I don't like their quarterback.
They've got 2 losses already, but they also have 2 wins and 2 losses against ranked teams, and they have 2 more ranked teams to play this year.
But the one was Oregon, and look, I was a part of that Hail Mary bullshit because I bet Oregon that first game.
Yeah.
And it was a Hail Mary that, they shouldn't have done, and I don't like that quarterback for Auburn. I think it's that Nix kid, and Their offense sucks, man. I'm all in Georgia. This is my biggest bet of college football today. On this game, this is Georgia game. It's 2.5. I'm taking it right after the show ends. If they win by a field goal, congratulations. That Blankenship kid is their kicker for Georgia.
Yeah,
I believe in him, and Georgia's going to win this game. I'm putting the majority of my money. This is my biggest bet for Saturday.
Is this game? No, it's in Auburn. 60 degrees. No factor there for either team. Dum. Yeah, Georgia should win this game by a touchdown, right?
Maybe more. Maybe 10 points.
Look, if they had been playing like we thought Georgia was going to play this year, then I would say yes. But I don't know right now. I feel like they're on their heels quite a bit on offense. On defense, they've looked pretty good.
Look, man, I do, and I think Georgia wins this game. This is my biggest bet of college football, and I'm going to say that right now. Next up.
Yeah, I'll take that at 2.5.
Next up, we got Memphis, number 18 against Houston. You have to be an asshole to bet this fucking game.
I mean, you could bet the over because they're probably going to crack
68.5. 68.5, though, man. And it's like,
that's like a 35 game.
Nobody really knows anything about this Memphis team still. And this is in Houston.
Yeah, but they're both going to – that they're both going to score points.
Yeah.
I mean, Memphis is averaging like fucking 45 points a game. I think if this is a 35-34 game, you win.
Sure,
on the over.
But I'm not touching this game. I don't know anything about this Memphis team yet. They're still,
I'm not taking -10 against Houston, who can throw points like crazy.
No, I'm not touching this game. Texas back in the top 25 this week. Up next, 3:30 game against Iowa State. This is the shocker to me. Iowa State is 5-4.
Yep.
Texas is 6-3. Iowa State is -7 favorite in this, and I'm going to give you something shocking right now. I don't bet this game. I don't bet it on Texas because I don't believe that Texas gives a shit anymore. They barely beat Kansas last week.
Yeah,
was it 2 points?
Oh, that was 2 weeks ago.
And their defense gave up fucking 8 million points.
48.
Yeah,
that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and they beat Kansas State this week by.
What was the score of that?
It was 27-24. It's a field goal.
Dude, Iowa State is an upset team, man. I would not be surprised if Iowa State wins this game by a field goal. I don't touch this. I don't like this game. I think this is a fucking voodoo doll. This game is a voodoo doll and that is sitting in McConaughey's boiling pot right now. And he's trying to will this team through this game. He's the minister of culture. He's trying to make it happen right now, man. Trying to will Texas into a good bowl game. But I don't like it. I don't like this game at all. I think this has got a little Halloween left on it. I don't like it. It's a black magic game. Don't do it.
No, for sure. I'm not betting this game. I mean, I think what McConaughey needs to be doing is recruiting talent for the team.
McConaughey should be coaching this team. He coached Marshall, man. No? Not going to give me that one, huh?
That was a movie.
But he played it real, and that's what I loved about him. And I believed in him, and I believe he could lead a team to
if you
victory.
believe that, then we should hire him as a detective.
You know who I'd like to see on the sidelines here at Texas?
Urban Meyer?
No.
Well, that's who you're going to see next year.
Yeah, but John Voight from Varsity Blues.
What about Denzel Washington, man?
I'd like to see John Voight from Varsity Blues in there.
Denzel Washington?
No, I want a fucking hard ass dude cracking skulls.
Oh, well, what about, I guess that
taking pills, getting jacked up.
I was going to say Tom Berenger, but he was actually playing Bear Bryant. So, and Bear Bryant would never coach Texas. He's an A&M guy.
Yeah.
Through and through.
So, look, stay away from this one. If you're a homer of each team, fine. But Texas does not look great. Iowa State always, I say this every year, they win 2 monster games. This fits right in with their whole mantra, and this is why Vegas has them at -7 right now. That's a full touchdown. That's a lot. Next up, West Virginia against number 24, Kansas State. Sorry, Gat. This is -14. Is Kansas State probably going to win this? Sure.
Is she a Kansas State fan?
Homer. She loves them.
God, why?
I don't know.
Who gives a fuck about this? God damn it, dude. I hate this point in the season where all these weird teams sneak into the top 25.
Strange, man.
Hey, why haven't you guys been talking about this team all year? Because no one knew they existed before now.
Yeah. Kansas State hasn't had a good team since fucking 1930.
They look pretty good this year. I think they'll probably win this game, but 14 for a team that's like not proven. that's barely in the top 25? I don't think so, brother.
Now the 4 o'clock game, this Minnesota-Iowa game, man, is number 8 against number 20. That's a fun game. Iowa is a 3-point favorite in this. This is Iowa -3.
I can see that
Against Minnesota, who's undefeated.
But I feel like it's really disrespectful.
I do too.
Minnesota just beat one of the top 4 teams in the country, man.
And if I'm Minnesota, I say, hey, guys, we just beat Penn State, and we're still not getting any fucking respect. We're an underdog going into the stadium, and I think Minnesota wins this game.
I'm taking +3, and I'm taking the money line.
Yeah. I think Minnesota, they can play that underdog role. The coach has something to get these guys fired up about.
Yeah.
All you have to do is tack this spread on the board and say, hey, man, we just kicked the shit out of Penn State. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, what's the – maybe the matchup is unfavorable, but
I don't know.
I think matchups can be beaten by motivation more often than not.
I do too. LSU is up next, number one in the team in the country, and I agree with it, by the way. That is a fair and just ranking for them at 1. They have certainly had the schedule to prove it this year. Joe Burrow is more than likely your Heisman winner now that Chase Young is suspended 2 games.
You think Jalen Hurts losing games is going to hurt him?
He's not an NFL quarterback to me, so
He's definitely not an NFL quarterback. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the Heisman Trophy, and he leads his team. He leads his team in passing and rushing. He's got like 3,000 total yards right
out
now.
of the Heisman race. This is Joe Burrow, and that's it. There's no one else left unless, he gets hurt or maybe has a bad SEC championship, and then Chase Young absolutely, goes ballistic and has 9 sacks a game against Penn State, Michigan, and maybe Minnesota.
I don't know, man. Jalen Hurts has 2,742 yards and 24 touchdowns, and he's got 870 yards on the ground and 15 additional touchdowns.
The media has shut that down. Joe Burrow went into fucking Alabama and just put a ball sack on them. Put a full ball sack on them, and it's Joe Burrow is the Heisman Trophy winner. You can go ahead and engrave that trophy. The other thing you can do with his LSU Ole Miss game is buy half a point. It's -21 right now. Mm-hmm. Ole Miss is garbage.
Yeah, they're terrible this year.
I mean, the worst. What was it? Alabama, the spread was like 34. This is crazy town.
It's up to 21.5 now, so people
of course,
are fucking
goddamn right it is. I'll buy a point right after the game. I'm taking LSU in this one. They beat them by fucking 4 touchdowns. I'm gonna buy it down to 20.5 just in case they only win by 3. But I'm taking LSU in this one.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
There's no way Ole Miss is gonna compete with this team.
No,
they're amped. They get their eyes on the SEC championship. They're gonna fucking house them. Next up. Number 17, Cincinnati. It just keeps creeping up the rankings. They're 8-1. Obviously, that one loss was to Ohio State and was a bad one. They're playing South Florida. Now, South Florida is 4-5.
Yep.
The spread is 14 for Cincinnati. It's in Tampa. It's a 70-degree weather here. It's a 7 o'clock game. Unless you're a fan of both these teams, feel free, but this is not where the majority of my money is.
South Florida's gotten fucking hammered by every decent team they played this year.
Yeah, man. And they'll probably get hammered by Cincinnati, but, if you're a fan, take it. 2 scores, though, on the road.
But why is this East Coast game on at 7 p.m. while the goddamn best game of the week is at 3 o'clock?
I don't know, man.
I get it if it's fucking Hawaii and goddamn Washington or some shit like that. I get it.
Hawaii.
I get it being a night game maybe, but oof.
Yeah, but look, I don't bet these 2 fucking schools at all. Next up is this is a 7:30 game, Oklahoma at Baylor. It's a respectable game.
This will be a fun game to watch.
It really will be. It'll be a really fun game to watch. It doesn't have any playoff implications, but it'll be fun to watch. Baylor's undefeated. Oklahoma is 8-1, and Oklahoma is favored by 10 points. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do here. This late in the day, because we got I think Donnie O'Malley's coming in. You and I will probably have a few drinks at this point. I will more than likely won the Georgia game and the Ohio State game at this point. And I probably throw $200 on Oklahoma at 9.5. Just to do it. I don't believe in Baylor. I don't give a shit that they're undefeated and they're 13.
Let's see where this fucking thing is now.
And Oklahoma right now 10. At 8-1, they've got to put fucking 65 on the board a week to try to have a prayer at the college football playoffs at this point. I mean, they're number 10. You want to talk about no respect? Number 10.
With one loss.
With one loss.
I mean, granted, the one loss was to Kansas State.
Who cares?
I'm just saying the one loss to Kansas State is a bad loss for them. So I get why it took them down a peg or two, but
so I'll take a half a point. I'm gonna put two hundo on Oklahoma at this one. I don't give a shit about Baylor.
I'm not gonna bet this game. I might get antsy at some point during the day and bet the over, depending on where it goes. Because look, these teams, this is gonna be a 40-40 game, probably.
Maybe. Or a 50-40 game, and then I win by a half a point. But that's what I'm going to do with this. Oklahoma doesn't have a choice. This is their only show-out game, I guess, besides Texas at this point. So they've got to put a big number on the board and have a big victory to move them up. I think Lincoln Riley goes in and is honest with his team and says, hey, guys, we got to beat them by fucking 80, dude, to try to get into this thing again. I'm going to bet Oklahoma on this one. Next up, Appy State is hanging in there at 25, dude.
This is what I was talking about before. I don't give a shit about this game. I don't even want to be talking about it right now. It's irritating to me.
Let's not do it then. It's Georgia State. It's App State minus 16.5 or minus 16. If you're betting this at this point, you probably do drugs.
If you didn't go to one of these two schools and you're
drugs?
betting this, there's something wrong with you.
If you went to one of these schools, sure, you're betting this. But if you're a normal human, you're not. Next up, UCLA at Utah. Utah is number 7 in the country somehow.
It's fucking Trap 12, bro.
I've never cared less about a number 7 team in the country than I have about Utah at this very moment. They're playing UCLA. It is minus 21 for Utah. Don't care. Don't know who their quarterback is. I don't know anything about this.
There's got to be some rule that you have to play one out-of-conference game against a Power 5 conference per year.
I think so, too.
Just one.
Yep.
Just make it one, dude.
One game.
Because here's who they've played this year. BYU, NIU, Idaho State, USC, which is okay, I guess, some years. Washington State, which is not okay this year. Oregon State.
No.
It's all fucking Pac-12 teams. And the Pac-12 is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that's going on. I think it would help the American Conference, too.
The Trap 12. They should start playing each other. Well, I know UCLA played fucking Cincinnati. It didn't work out well for UCLA. But
No, Cincinnati's good.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes.
They've lost once this year. They lost one game last
By
year.
50.
Yeah, it was to Ohio State, who might be the greatest team ever assembled. We'll see here in a few weeks. But look, this is 3 touchdowns for Utah. Part of me almost wants to throw it on UCLA just to do it, like a 50 spot, just because who fucking knows about these teams?
Yeah.
And UCLA's won a couple weird games where you're like, huh? Oh, I forgot they were doing things here.
When's the last time UCLA had a good football team? Was it when Freddie Mitchell was there, like 80 years ago?
Probably.
Like I don't remember any time since then that they've been good.
I don't remember it. Troy Aikman? I don't know. For real, I don't know. I don't know if they ever had a good football team. I don't know if they've won a title or anything. So whatever, man.
By the way, Freddie Mitchell did not go to UCLA to play for a great football team. He went to be in LA and fuck chicks.
Fornicate.
Huh?
Fornicate, yeah.
Fornicate, yeah. And he did quite a bit, and he went to the NFL and had a good career. So
he had a great career. So he's living a great life now. Big fan of Freddie Mitchell.
Hopefully we see him when we're in Philly.
We will.
Come out to stateside.
He called me a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Fredward. Fredward Mitchell. Is that his name?
Probably. I love Freddie Mitchell, man. He's one of our favorites in real life. Next up, New Mexico against Boise State. Oof. Minus 28 on this one.
That's too much, even for Boise.
Look, New Mexico's the Rutgers of this conference.
They're still 2-7, though.
Yeah.
Like, who have they beaten? 2 teams. They beat you?
No, they beat an all-wheelchair team, and it was on grass, and the wheelchairs kept getting stuck in the grass.
I would actually watch that. So they beat, I don't even know what these teams are. New Mexico State, which is even worse than New Mexico, I imagine,
exactly.
Right?
the diarrhea bowl right there. They all ate tacos at a gas station right before they played.
They got beat by Liberty. God damn it, dude.
Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do, Boise State fans and everybody at Drinkin Bros Alone. You know the rules. You know my rules.
No.
I always throw 100 on Boise State. I will buy it at 27.5, and I will take Boise State. And that's just to do it.
I can't.
Do not include this in any of your parlays, though, please. I don't want to see you at the end of the night because these are always the late games.
Yeah, don't lose $2,000 on this stupid bet.
No, and I always see this at the end of the night of like, hey, Ross, you fucked me on Boise State. Like, you always bet on Boise. Don't put it as part of your parlay. Just bet it separately and just have fun with it. Have a good time. Take your shoes off and watch this game. If you're watching this game with shoes on, it means you're tense about something else. And you need to buy a half a point. Get this is 27.5. Throw $100 on it. Have a White Claw. Take your shoes off and just enjoy this
I'll be
game.
wearing slippies.
Yeah, it's on ESPN too. You can watch it. You can watch every Boise State game.
I might wear my slippies into the office on Saturday.
You should.
Just to piss Jared off. I know he doesn't like it.
No.
I don't know why
Makes
he's
him
so
uncomfortable.
he's really against me wearing a robe and slippers everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
He's not comfortable in his own sexuality.
No, he's definitely not.
Last but not least, Arizona against Oregon.
No.
The spread is Oregon minus 27.5. No. No.
You can finish up this part of the show. I'm just going to look at
No. No. No.
Please stop betting on the Pac-12.
Stop betting on the Pac-12.
Everyone.
Oregon is at 6, and they're talking about them for the college football playoffs. Stop doing that as well. I do not believe in this team. I do not believe in this spread. I don't want to see it, hear about it, nothing. Come back to me at the end of the year and tell me what the fucking Trap 12, whoever won that conference and whatever happens there. I no, 27.5, no. Shame.
Can you imagine?
Shame. Whoever bets this, shame, dude. Shame on you. You're not a friend of mine. We're not friends in real life. We probably never will be.
I'm looking at the
Shame.
the ATS trends, the against the spread trends for this year.
For Oregon?
For anybody, right? Like some of the better teams that
Who's
are
number one? Is it Ohio State?
Yeah, and Louisiana.
Weird.
Louisiana Lafayette as well, but that's a 2A school, I think. Let's see.
If you're betting on Louisiana Lafayette games, chances are, man, you've got bigger fish to fry in this life.
Ohio State, Auburn are 1 and 2 respectively from major conferences. Kansas State's actually up there too. They're 7-2 against the spread.
Ooh.
Oklahoma State 7-2 against the spread. Minnesota 6-2-1 against the spread. Navy 6-2 against the spread. And then we get in some weird schools. Illinois is okay, but they don't play anybody. Clemson 7-3 against the spread.
Really?
Yep.
It's surprising, actually.
It is. Cincinnati, Utah are up here.
Utah.
App State's up here.
Told you, dude. I bet on that state a couple times.
Memphis, these are just major conference teams. Memphis, and then you don't get to a team in the Pac-12 until Oregon State.
No, you don't. The Oregon State Beavers, what's their fucking record?
6-3 against the spread.
What's the record, though?
I don't know what their actual record is.
Like
It's
1-7.
Yeah, they just happen to be fucking busting spreads, and
Yikes.
LSU is tied with them actually.
Busting nuts and busting spreads.
And then I'm looking on the rest. Let's see, Washington is down the list a little bit, but there are no Pac-12 teams up here that are fucking constantly beating spreads.
Is Oregon in there? Anywhere close to that? Fuck no, they aren't. You can go ahead.
Oregon's 5-4 against the spread.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Which is, I would rather a team be 1-10 against the spread because then I can bet the other way.
But
if you're one of those middle teams, if you're 500 against the spread, you fucking suck for gambling.
Yeah.
So you want to see teams that are
Oregon's,
fucking 7-1 or 1-7. One of those two.
One of those two. Oregon sucks for gambling, and so here's the look at 5-4. It's like a girl showing up at your house to peg you, and inside she's got a box with her. Inside that box is a 3-inch dildo or a 9-inch dildo. You don't know which one you're gonna get in the ass. One, you might have a decent time with, right? The other one, you're gonna be it's gonna be a street fight for you, and you're gonna be taking that full 9, and it's gonna be a hard night. It's gonna be an even harder morning.
Look,
especially if you get to go bike riding with your grandfather.
Here's something I learned in camp back in the day. Mm-hmm. Just because the dildo's 9 inches doesn't mean you have to put the whole thing in.
Yeah,
and that's a lesson that every kid needs to learn.
It's kind of pussyish, but whatever. Next up, we're gonna switch over to the NFL. Dan,
did I just get called a pussy for not putting a whole dildo up my ass?
Yeah, dude. If she shows up,
we've
with a
changed
9,
the game here on this show. We are game changers. We're fucking tone
You gotta put
setters.
the full 9 in, dude.
Fine, I'll get more lube. It's fine.
Yeah, there we go. You put the full 9 in. 9. NFL Thursday night game. That Raiders-Chargers game was surprisingly fun. Although Rivers was terrible last week. Steelers-Browns, man. Two teams that I could give a fuck less about. The Steelers are 5-4 somehow, and the Browns are 3-6.
Is Mason Rudolph playing this week?
Yeah.
So the Steelers are probably going to win.
Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. This is at Cleveland. It's going to be 39, Thursday night game. The Browns, here's the thing about Browns fans, right? They look at a 3-6 record, and they think they still have a shot at the playoffs. Dead serious, man.
Right?
You will see them out raging for this game. It is a Thursday night game. It is a rivalry game.
I got a lot of messages this week, and some stuff was accurate. Like, hey, Nick Chubb is going to be there. Kareem Hunt's coming back. He's going to have an impact.
Chubby.
Look, Kareem Hunt had an impact.
Yeah.
7 catches, 44 yards. That's what it's one of his things, right?
Yeah.
He's a good two-way back. He ran the ball 4 times for 30 yards, and the team in general
Looks great.
The team in general ran 26 times, 147 yards. That's great.
Yeah.
Right? No touchdowns. 2 touchdowns were thrown, and they only scored 19 points against the Bills, which is Bills are a good defensive team. But still, you had all your assets back.
Yeah.
And you managed 19 points. Don't tell me that you're fucking back. I don't want to hear it yet.
You're not back. What do you do in this game?
To be honest, I think the Browns will probably win.
So do I, but I take this at 2.5. And look, Browns fans, I said this earlier. First of all, I said you'd go 2-7. You ended up starting off 3-6, so I was off by a game. Now it comes the easy portion of your schedule. This Steelers team, I don't know how they're 5-4. They're down to like their third running back, Jalen Samuels.
Yeah.
I have him in fantasy. He was terrible last week.
He's not
James
good.
Conner might be back, but I doubt it. It's a Thursday night game. Mason Rudolph, if he can stay alive, it's a question. I'll take the Browns, but I'm going to take this at 2.5. And this is probably a pretty entertaining game to watch. The over is probably, 39, 40 points, something like that?
40.5.
Yeah, I nailed it. It's going to be a low-scoring game probably. But this will be a fun game to watch. Cleveland always gets up for these Thursday night games. The fans will be amped about it. And they still think they have a shot at the playoffs.
It's actually down to 2.5 on my bookie.
Is it really? So that means everybody's betting the Steelers.
Yep.
Great. I don't have to buy a half point. So I'm going to take the Browns in this one. What are you doing, Dan?
I'm same, dude.
Browns. All right.
Browns win.
Next up, Cowboys at the Lions. There is no spread. I don't have one, and I think it's probably because they don't know if Matt Stafford's going to play.
I think Stafford is out.
He's got broken bones in his back.
Yeah, maybe take it off. I mean, look, you're in Detroit. You're not going to win shit this year. Let's make sure you can walk next year.
3-5-1. The Cowboys are 5-4. Look,
there's really nothing to say about this. If Stafford doesn't play, the Cowboys are going to light him up.
That's it. But there's no spread, so wait to see what happens. But look, Stafford's a tough guy. Something in me tells me he comes back and plays this week. I don't know, just a gut feeling in this.
Maybe.
Next up, Jaguars against the Colts, the pretender team of the century to me.
You're still on that shit. They're rocking Brian Hoyer out there, and you're talking about the Colts. Just relax, dude.
5-4. Dude.
They would be fucking at a minimum 6-3 right now if Homeboy was still in the lineup.
Well, look, there's a lot of things that happen in this world, Dan. They're 5-4, and that's the real truth of it. You know what else is the real truth of it? The Falcons are only 3 games behind the Colts, and they're 2-7.
Being 3 games behind midway through an NFL season, that's a lot of games.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It's 30%.
Do you have a spread on this? Because I do not.
No, there's nothing. It's because they don't know if Brissett's
coming
back.
Right?
Yeah.
Here's what I do know, though.
I don't think in my opinion, I don't think they should bring him back because the Colts in that division can still compete if they bring Brissett back healthy and he plays the rest of these games and wins the games he's supposed to win. They can still compete. If he comes back in this game and gets lit up by a very good Jaguars defense, then chances are he's out for the rest of the season and it's a fucking fold, right? So how do you make those decisions? Like, you want to have the best players on the field. I get it. I want that too. But there's some strategy behind when you bring people back.
Here's the fun thing about this game. You know who's back in this game? Big Dick Nick is back in this game.
Oh, that's true.
He's
Yeah.
starting for the Jaguars. I picked up D.D. Westbrook off the waiver wire simply for the fact that in the game that he did play together.
Yeah. It was his favorite.
He had a nice rapport with D.D. And look, Big Dick Nick has a lot to prove here. Not because he's got $80 million. But Minshew was not only a fan favorite,
Yep.
but he was pretty goddamn good. For a 9th round pick, a 90th round pick or whatever he was, 6th, 7th. Filled in admirably for them, and he's kept them in the playoff hunt. I think Big Dick Nick has a big game, and I think the Colts lose this. I don't know what the spread's going to be because I don't know if Brissett's going to play.
I mean, look, if Brissett doesn't play, then the Colts are absolutely going to lose. As a matter of fact, I think they lose either way because I don't think Brissett's healthy enough to play right now, just based on the injury I saw.
No, and I don't think it's I think T.Y. Hilton's hurt as well.
Yeah, so I mean,
out.
Jaguars defense is tough, and just having the energy. Look, people have been talking about it all week this week.
Yeah.
On ESPN and various other outlets about whatever it is about this fucking guy that gets the locker room amped up. They fucking love this dude.
Big Dick Nick.
Players love Nick Foles.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is about him.
He's got a fucking hog on him, dude.
I think that was just like
The hog
joke.
father.
I think it was just a joke because he always steps up. He's got big dick energy and shit like that.
I don't know. Either way, I'm going Jags on this one, and I'm really curious to see what he's like with this team if he's healthy. Because that
For more than
DJ
5 passes.
Chark DJ Chark DJ Chark DJ Chark
What if I just pulled out my gun and shot you in the face live?
on YouTube.
Yeah.
It'd be the greatest ending to this show that we could
And
possibly
I would just look
ever
into the
have.
camera and shoot myself in the head too. And this,
Murder suicide, and then and then our producer Jamie just plays DJ Shark DJ Shark he just plays Baby Shark, dude, as I fall over on the keyboard.
we should start a company that takes the most annoying songs in the world, and you can hire a professional singer, not like a star, but somebody that sings professionally.
John Legend.
No, that guy, sexiest man alive, and he looks like Arthur the cartoon. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's the worst.
He's 5'7".
Dumb.
Get the fuck out of here, man. God
That's
damn
today's
it.
culture. It's fucking plain bagel culture.
Anyways,
it sucks.
Anyways,
that
what
magazine should come with diet fucking cream cheese when you
and
buy it.
skinny jeans? Yeah. What if you could hire someone to follow people around that you don't like and sing annoying songs that easily get stuck in people's heads? That's diabolical.
It is. It is. Either way, I think it's going to be fun to see him. Look, the Jaguars only had 3 players that were not at practice today. That is a record for an NFL team, and they got everybody back healthy. It's going to be
3
fun
like
to
out of
watch.
the whole 53-man roster?
Yes,
Wow.
3. I know.
Imagine an NFL team healthy in
Can't believe
2019,
it.
dude.
I
You
cannot
fucking
believe
kidding
it.
me?
Therefore, I'm taking the Jaguars.
We'll see what the spread is.
Those
but yeah,
Colts
I'll
fans,
probably
those 3
take it as
Colts
well.
fans, and Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook can shut the fuck up. I'm so amped. I bet against them, and exactly what I said they were. Next up, we got Bills at the Dolphins. This is my lock for the week. And
You think so, huh? I mean, the
minus
Bills.
6 for the Bills.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The Dolphins are looking. No, I'm just kidding. Come
I'm
on.
pushing all in on the Bills.
There's no way. The Dolphins will not score a single point in this game. They should not score. Well, you know what Noah Fitz.
Why is the spread this low? Did
Because
something happen?
the Dolphins or the Bills' offense sucks, bro.
Did Josh Allen put a suicide vest on like an hour ago?
No,
What-
Josh Allen's only thrown 10 touchdowns this year. He's got 2,000 yards.
Yeah, but he runs for 58 touchdowns. So, like, he's been great fantasy-wise if you have him. I've started him in 2 leagues the entire year. He's not disappointed me yet. I am betting all in on this at minus 6. Has this gone up at all? This has had to have, right?
Nope.
No.
Minus 6.
All right. So, college football. I'm going all in on Georgia at minus 2.5. NFL, I'm going all in on the Bills at minus 6. And this is a touchdown win. I bet this as soon as the show is over. I'm not going to make you watch me type in on my computer since we're live on YouTube on Drinkin Bros Podcast. But this is dumb. No. This is the Bills all the way.
I don't know. Yeah, Allen runs in some touchdowns, but he averages like 1.7 touchdowns a game. That's bullshit.
It's great.
That's total touchdowns. That's not great.
He runs for like 90 yards a game. Fantasy wise, he's a blast.
Yeah, because
if
of
you're a
PP
fan,
I mean,
look, I'm still going the Bills, and you can't stop me. Are you against this?
no, I'm just saying. I don't think Josh Allen is that big of a factor at it. To be honest,
I think you're wrong. I think he runs for 100 yards.
he might. Look, the Dolphins' defense is terrible.
Fucking sucks, dude. We're talking about the Dolphins, bro.
I know, but they've won fucking 2 of their last 3
Well,
games.
they play the Colts, the pretenders of all fucking pretenders, dude.
And the Jets, yeah.
Yeah. So, this is my big push. I'm going all in on this. Everybody can get fucked. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a 7-point game, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout.
Whatever, man. A win's a win, and I'll take it. Money's money. Bitcoin is Bitcoin.
What if they
said that? No one to me.
What if they made one called Buttcoin?
I had to do that. I heard it slips between the cracks pretty easily. Nailed it. Boom. Moving on, Dan. Broncos. The Broncos against the Vikings.
It's a big spread.
It is. Minus 10.5. Flacco's out for the year. Who is their quarterback in Denver these days?
I don't know.
Derry. James Hardison.
Brandon.
Is his name Derry?
No. Derry's a character on fucking what's the name of that fucking show?
No idea.
Letterkenny.
Yeah. Derry James Hardison. I don't know.
It's Brandon Allen.
Oh, good for him and his whole family.
Look, I don't recognize this guy's face.
I don't either, man.
He's played one game in his career, and it was the last game.
So if Adam Thielen, who is really fucked over all of us fantasy owners,
it's not even just Adam Thielen. Fucking Stephon Diggs has butt fucked me all year.
Yeah,
I hate that guy.
I don't understand too, man. Like with Thielen out, Diggs should be lighting it up, and
You'd think
not.
so.
And you can't take him out of your starting lineup. It's so fucking tough, man. I sat Le'Veon Bell last week, and I shouldn't have, just because he's. I don't know. If you look at his numbers, though, surprisingly, he's scoring 18 a game. It was stupid. Regardless, Stephon Diggs should be putting up huge numbers. 10.5 for Minnesota, though, is a big boy number, and they're not that kind of team that just blows out people. So bet this at your own risk.
Yeah,
I'll do this on this game. I'll take this down to 9.5 and probably do it.
I'm still not doing that because I think it's a 9-point game. And I'm not going to buy fucking 2 points.
No, you 2 points. You're gonna make $1 off your bet.
Yeah.
So don't do that. I'll rethink this one. Check back on Drinkin' Bro Sports on Facebook. I'll get desperate towards the end of the week and probably bet this.
This next game though, I'm taking all the way. Absolutely.
What's the story with this?
Why is it so low?
Yes, this is Saints against.
I think the
Buccaneers.
Saints just get disrespected. I think that's what it is.
5.5.
Yeah.
I know they look like shit against.
I mean,
the
it's an away
Falcons.
game. Got it. Not that far away. Shit.
No.
New Orleans and Tampa Bay are not that far away.
And here's the other thing with New Orleans, right? They're 7-2 now. 49ers only have one loss. Now they're going to end up with 4 or 5 losses. They know that.
Yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, they know that. The Saints know that. However, to get home field, you still have to win these fucking games.
Yep.
Green Bay's only got one loss. The Saints have to win this game. Yes, this is a Bills game to me, man. I go all in on this as well.
Yeah,
they win by a touchdown. At least.
I mean, it's at 5.5 right now.
Yeah.
Unless it's changed. Let me check and make sure it hasn't changed.
Yeah, I go Saints on this
it's
one.
Still 5.5.
Yeah.
This
is crazy.
This is a no-brainer to me. Everybody seems to be relatively healthy. Obviously, they had a hookup last week. Breeze did well. He just couldn't get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, man.
Alvin Kamara looked like shit last week.
It's weird because they're mixing him in with Murray, and
I feel like they were trying to do some stuff against a shitty team. And
yeah.
Like, oh, fuck, we're going to lose this game.
We're going to lose. And they tried towards the end, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I'm all in on the Saints, and so are you.
Yeah.
Next up, we get Jets against the Redskins. Boy. Why does this game have to be played?
I don't even want to talk about this.
Washington minus 1.5.
The over-under is goddamn 38.
38. If you're betting this.
That's a 17.5. I mean, that's at a 1.5 spread. God, that is bullshit.
If you're betting this, I want you to take a hard look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself if you want to be alive anymore. Because that's a crazy, crazy game to bet on. I don't give a fuck how much of a Jets fan you are. There is no Redskins fans out there. So
I know the woman that made our OJ thing. Oh, by the way,
it's not here.
Not yet, but I'm going to show you the fine.
I've seen it. She sent it to me.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
The one where it's on the window with the light behind it?
I want to see the fucking. I want it here. I want it hung up in the studio.
Yeah, it's so good.
But I'm not betting this game.
No, of course
next
not.
up is Falcons at the Panthers. This is Panthers minus 5.5.
Nope.
Look, man.
Nope.
The Falcons still have video game offense, although they lost Devonta Freeman. And not that matters. They can just chuck it to Hooper, fucking Ridley, and Jones.
Julio.
But the Falcons' defense is not the greatest. McCaffrey could still pick through this. I would sit this game out. I bet the Falcons last weekend because it was a lot of points. It was 2
Yeah.
touchdowns on the road. But I'm not going to touch this because
No,
I could see Carolina win this one.
There's some good games to bet on this week.
There's enough good games that you don't have to worry about,
including the next game.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't fuck with this one. The next game is Texans at Ravens.
Ooh, this is a fun game to watch.
Yeah,
man.
this is like two teams that have not the defenses they've had in the past. They both have pretty good defenses. They both have very explosive, or at least potentially explosive offenses.
Yeah.
Like this game could be. I could see this game being fucking 21-24. I could see this game being 40-41.
I know.
You know what I mean? This is the kind of exciting game that I want to watch.
Yes.
And I will absolutely be watching this game.
Same. And I'm extremely amped for this game. It's probably the game of the weekend.
And Carlos Hyde has been lighting it up.
So is Duke Johnson, man.
Yeah.
So, I look, this is a fun game. This is 49.5 at an over. Baltimore -4. Okay, so that being said, this is the funnest game of all of the slates today. I don't bet it because I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Houston won. It's gonna be Watson against Lamar Jackson. Same exact skill sets. Who shows out? I don't know. It's at Baltimore.
I'm taking Baltimore.
Woo!
And that's it.
All right.
At -4. Actually, I'll take that to 3 and push. Risk a push.
I will do this with you. I will make this the Fight Club game of the week, and I will take Houston at that 4 points. I think this will be a close game. I don't know who's going to win, but at 4, I think this could be a field goal game, and we'll see. Although the Ravens have the best kicker in the business, so
I'm taking it down to 3. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I could totally see this being a field goal game. I could also see it being a 2-touchdown game, and if it is a 2-touchdown game, I don't think it'll be Houston.
The Texans, I don't either, because the Texans' offensive line sucks. So
Yeah.
can he get the ball out fast enough? We'll say this: Will Fuller 5 did practice today. So
Yeah, but I mean, look,
keep an eye on that.
I don't think that'll be as big a factor. Like if Carlos Hyde or Duke Johnson were hurt and they were having to work one of those guys back in, I would be worried about because look, he does have to get rid of the ball pretty quickly, and those check down passes are important to him.
Yeah,
But Will Fuller 5, he hasn't really done much this year. And
No.
I think it's because
He's been
goddamn Deshaun Watson it partly hurt.
Yeah.
But I think it's because Deshaun Watson doesn't have time to get him the goddamn ball half the time. Like look at DeAndre Hopkins. He is probably the best receiver on the planet,
yeah,
talent wise, and he's got fucking 665 yards. He should already have 1,000 yards this year,
absolutely,
based on the talent of Watson and his talent.
absolutely.
But because this motherfucker can't stay in the pocket and throw the ball, not by his own fucking fault, by the way.
Yeah,
I just don't. I don't know. I think if it's a blowout, that the Ravens are on the good end of that blowout.
Hey, Jamie, let's go to 1 on Dan for this next one here real quick. This is Cardinals at 49ers. I have to piss like I am a freshman female at Arizona State right now.
So you mean on a Japanese businessman? So
I
that
want
he'll
you
pay
to
your
go through this
tuition?
49ers schedule for the audience because you've been the 49ers whisperer.
I have, yeah. I called this game this week too.
Correct.
I thought they were going to lose.
And I want you to go through and tell the audience what the 49ers, because we got into it. There's a lot of 49ers fans in Drinkin Bro Sports on Facebook. You tell them what your honest thoughts are on the rest of this schedule for the 49ers.
Now I didn't. I took a +6 teaser for the Seahawks because I thought it would be closer than what it was going to be. I did take San Francisco to win because it's at home and you get the go ahead on the win like that. But look, this is the Cardinals. Here's the problem with this game. It's at 11.5, and you never know when that Cardinals team is just going to blow the fuck up and put a bunch of points up. Granted, the 49ers have the best defense in the NFL, I think. I mean, we see it week in and week out. They haven't played the kind of talent that we're used to comparing a great defense to, or at least somebody that's going to really test them. I think Seattle last week was a pretty good test. And they did respectably against them. Russell Wilson's been putting up video game numbers this year. They held the Rams to 7 points. Oh God, they've held the Panthers, who can be explosive, to 13. Now they're playing the Cardinals again. They're playing them at home. Last game was 28-25. I don't know why being in San Francisco is going to be that big of a difference, where it's going to change from a 3-point game to a 12-point game. I just don't believe that. So at least for this week, I actually might take the Cardinals this week at 11.5, to be honest, because that's a lot of fucking points, man. Considering they just played a couple of weeks ago, and the score was 28-25. So why do I now think that all of a sudden San Francisco is 8 points better than they were 2 weeks ago? Because I don't think they are. I haven't seen that. And I haven't seen that the fucking Cardinals are 12 points worse. Like, as a matter of fact, they've added Kenyon Drake now. They're working him more into the lineup.
Right.
I don't see it. So what do you think about that? Like, it's at home versus the Cardinals, but it's 11.5.
It's tough, and I'll tell you why. You've played each other once. The first game was close. The spread was not met. 49ers know what the fuck they're doing here. Kyler Murray, though, man,
you never know if he's going to blow up.
You don't, and you also don't know if he's down. This is a team that chucks continuously, and Bose is going to be on that ass all game. This could be a fucking blowout. It also could be a very close game. I personally don't bet this game at all.
No.
And I give the Cardinals a little more respect than everybody else does. I know LeBron gave him respect at the Suns game last night. He went out of his way to go over to.
He dabbed him up, yeah.
Oh yeah. He didn't dab up was Cody Bellinger, who was sitting right next to Kyler Murray.
Yeah. Probably didn't recognize him because he's white.
Didn't know who that white
White
man
people
was.
all look the same.
Yeah, they do. The Japanese call us round eyes.
Quilo.
So
That's Korean, but same principle.
Same thing.
So yeah, I probably don't bet this game.
11.5 is too many points, and especially against Kyler Murray, where he can just chuck and get you back into a ball game. Where look, you get down to garbage time. Let's say you're up by 2 TDs, right?
Yeah.
It's late, 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left. Kyler Murray chucks a bullshit touchdown towards the end. You never know. 11.5 is a lot of points to me.
Yeah.
And are the 49ers spent after the most emotional game of the year? And let's face it, that's exactly what that was.
Look, they're absolutely going to win this game. You're not going to make any money betting the money line on a spread that's 11.5 in the opposite direction. So, yeah, you can bet the game, and you can count on the 49ers being 9-1 after this game. But is there a whole lot of point in betting it? I don't think so. I think there's better games this week to bet. Now, the rest of the 49ers schedule, since there's a lot of 49ers fans out there.
A lot.
And Ross is going to try to fucking Indianapolis Colts you.
I already did last week.
No, you did.
Money line, brother.
Homeboy missed a field goal. That's not like.
Don't care.
You should.
The money was in my hand. I mean, because you could also look at that game. There was a couple of 49ers fans who were like, yeah, missed a field goal and missed this other fucking thing and blah, 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 blah. First of all, Russell Wilson shouldn't have threw that pick at the end of the game. That was lazy. It was a shitty pass. It reminded me of the Super Bowl against the
He does
Patriots.
that, though.
He does that. I fucking hate him. I hate that whole team. I hate the Seahawks.
Yeah.
However, I bet it because I thought they would win, and they were better. The other thing was Seattle dropped 2 interceptions back-to-back. That would have ended the game like that. It didn't need to be prolonged. It was great that it was as a fan because it was a fun-ass game to watch. But,
it was,
yeah, man, I with the 49ers, I say 11-5. That is my prediction.
Well,
with that, they're 8-1 now, so I'm saying you're going 3-4 to the rest of the year. What's the rest of their schedule?
So we'll go through it, but there's some other stuff going on too. So it looks like Kittle's probably going to come back this week, which is obviously a huge boom for them.
Oh, is he back? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm hearing. I don't know if that's 100% or not. But anyways, the rest of their schedule goes like this. So they play the Cardinals this week. They should absolutely win that game. Then they play the Packers, but it's at home. And Green Bay doesn't always play that great in San Francisco for whatever reason.
Right.
We'll see. It depends on what Aaron Rodgers decides to do. If he hands the ball off to Aaron Jones, there's a good chance that they'll put up some points. And if he doesn't, they won't because they're going to fucking murder Aaron Rodgers if he tries to hang on to the ball and play hero ball. San Francisco's defense will fucking murder him. So we'll see about that one. I can't call it, but that one could go either way. At the Ravens, that's a tough fucking game for everybody involved. But it's a great defense with an okay offense versus a very good offense with a pretty good defense. And it's on the Ravens' home turf. We'll see what the weather's like. I don't know what Garoppolo plays like in the snow, but Baltimore in fucking December is not exactly the most welcoming place.
No. Baltimore any time of year is not the most welcoming.
Yeah. But then the next game, that game to me can still go either way. I think the Ravens have the advantage there. The next game at the Saints, like that fucking Mercedes-Benz Dome is a fucking tough place to play, man. We've seen some really good teams go in there live and get fucked. And we're like, man, I think this is going to be a close game. And it's like the noise and all the stuff, whatever it is about that
gumbo.
It's the muffalata sandwiches.
Yeah, I got a little gumbo in that belly. What you got down there in
Did
New Orleans?
did you see that somebody posted a meme and it was the door stopper
Yeah,
that makes that sound, and that's what Coach O sounds like in an interview.
it's true.
Anyway,
It's true. That's exactly
Fucking
what
guy.
it is.
so they close out with Falcons and Rams. They should win both of those games.
Yes.
Those are both home games. The Rams suck. The Rams will have given up by then.
Yeah.
And then at Seahawks to close out the season. We'll see about that one. It depends on if there's still playoff implications.
Tough game. Yeah,
Like
there
it-
will be. I can promise you.
Well,
there
we'll
will be.
see. I mean, if they're 2 games apart for home field, that game won't matter. So you'll see people sit and whatever the fuck else. But if you go into the game and there's a 1-game separation, because look, if it comes down to a tiebreaker, they got to beat the Seahawks. If they go into Seattle and beat the Seahawks by 4, they hold the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
It's a big deal,
Big deal.
right? And home field advantage is a big deal too in the playoffs. Oh man, I could really see them going 12-4. I could see them going 11-5
for me. I could see the Cardinals winning this weekend. Sneaking
Yeah,
up on them.
with the Cardinals, man, you never know.
Never know. Never know.
I have a hard time betting those guys.
I did too. That's
I
why
like-
I'm not touching it.
I like having their guys in fantasy because more often than not, they at least put up a lot of
He's
points.
fun to watch, dude. Kyler Murray's fun to watch. He's a tiny little man, and he probably won't play more than 2 or 3 seasons, but he's fun to watch. Next up, we got the Bungles, who were the only defeated team left in the NFL at 0-9.
Well, they're going to be defeated again after this week
The Raiders.
because the Raiders look. Josh Jacobs, I would say, looks really good.
They're minus 10.5 for the Raiders.
Oof, no way.
A lot of points.
Nope. Sorry.
I'd take it down to 9.5. I'll bet the Raiders.
Mm.
Bengals are giving up.
I don't know. The Raiders like average.
AJ Green's not coming back this year.
The Raiders' average margin of victory is like 4 points, 4.5 points, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not with that.
All right.
That's not a fucking
I will because it's the
explosive
Bungles.
team.
It's the Bungles, dude. And
10
this
and a
will put
half.
the Raiders at 6-4.
Well, look, they're going to be 6-4 either ways.
Yeah, but
Either way.
there's going to be a lot of hope in the Raiders locker room. I think they might come out and destroy.
Maybe.
Cincinnati's got to go to the West Coast. Good luck. Next up, Patriots at the Eagles. This is Pats minus 3.5 at the Eagles. Whew. Who you got in this one?
That's closer than what I think it should be. I think I'll take the Patriots here. The Patriots want to hang on. They want to go game for game. Now that they're back on par with fucking San Francisco, they want to go game for game with them, I think. And it's a pride thing, I think, more than anything, to be honest. But again, they're still like the next best team in the AFC already has 2 losses.
49ers are NFC.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I think it's a pride thing.
Yeah. Well, so the highest ranked team in the AFC is Baltimore. I think they were 7-2.
Yeah.
So they got to keep pace. I will take New England here at 2.5.
I'll take them
I'll buy
at
a
3.5. I think they're going to be fine at 3.5.
right. Yeah, I think the Patriots win this game. I think that last was just laziness. They finally played a good team.
Yeah.
The Alabama syndrome, identical. They finally each played a good team, and they got worked, but they'll be back. Next up, we got the Bears at the Rams for the Sunday night game. This would have been
Rams minus 6.5.
before the season started. This would have been a great game. Now this is a shitty game.
I don't know, man.
I don't either. Rams minus 6.5. They didn't cover 4.5 against the Steelers last week.
No, and the fucking
I don't bet this game because there's too many other good games to bet on.
I agree. Yeah, I'm not betting this. I also don't want to watch that game. This is a terrible. I mean, I guess at the beginning of the season, this would have been a great Sunday night game.
It would have been. Because you had 2 teams that were look, the Rams had 3 losses. The Bears had 3 losses last year. Now these teams are fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
I think the Rams probably win, but I think this is closer than people think.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think what the Rams and Bears should both do is one, try to get Matt Ryan on their team and get rid of the shitty quarterback they have there now.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably be good next year.
Yeah.
To be honest, like Matt Ryan's got to go somewhere soon. I don't know if he plays out the rest of his contract. I think somebody dumps him, or somebody tries to trade for him or something.
Who's this?
Matt Ryan. I think he's got to go somewhere else. Like that formula's not working there, man. They've changed the coaches. They changed the coordinators. Now they have to change the talent. That's the last thing left.
I don't know what they're gonna do. Because you got
he is a video game quarterback. If you put a good team around him, he can play some fucking ball. Man.
Who?
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, look, he's got the talent though. He's got Julio Jones. He's got Calvin Ridley
On offense. Their defense is fucking garbage.
Yeah, but what do you do for that? Like, I don't see the Falcons giving up Matt Ryan. I think they fired the entire coaching staff.
Maybe like Days of Our Lives fired their entire staff yesterday. Did anybody see that? You guys big soap opera fans out there?
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives, which has been on for 80 goddamn years.
DFRL.
They canceled all the contracts for their entire fucking staff. Everybody.
The rumor is, and the actors. The rumor is that they're no longer going to be a soap opera anymore.
Yeah, of course. Like what else? There's a term in
nobody's watching.
There's a term in network television called "quote unquote" forced hiatus.
Yeah,
and that means you're done.
You're donezo.
And that's the phrase I saw on page 6. So you're fucking gone.
You're done, son.
Which super sad day. Yeah,
super sad day. But that's the business these days.
I actually don't give a shit about it.
I do. Days of Our Lives, man. Who didn't get high and watch that in college? This game I'm having a hard time with here. Maybe it's because it's in Mexico City.
The lowness of the spread.
Why do they keep putting the Chiefs in Mexico City? Can you explain that to me?
I think it's because
remember last year it was supposed to be Chiefs Rams in Mexico City, and the field was all fucked up, and they had to move them to L.A.
Yeah, it's because Patrick Mahomes is really pretty, and they're trying to sex traffic him. That's
in
right.
Mexico.
Yeah.
So why is this spread KC minus 3.5 against the Chargers?
I mean, it's in L.A., but again, they've not
it's
had
in Mexico.
Oh, it's true. I mean, it's technically a home game for them, but even if it was in LA, is the point I was going to make. They haven't had a home field advantage ever. They never will because it's LA. Nobody cares about football there. There's no like shouting fans. Philip, no, nobody cares.
Phil,
like the stadium is filled with his wife and all of their children, and that's it.
That's it. I don't know why they keep doing this game in Mexico, man. The players hate it. The altitude is fucking crazy, and everybody ends up shitting themselves for a week after this.
It's Montezuma.
But the Chiefs minus 3.5. Look, the Chiefs are 6-4. The games are over now. They have to win.
Yeah.
This is not like, oh, hey, we're going to be the top seed or whatever. No, you're not. But now you've got to at least win your division and be the top seed for the playoffs because the Raiders are right behind you. The Chiefs win this game by 3.5 and by a touchdown at least. I'm going all in on the Chiefs game.
You know, last week I was reticent because I wasn't really sure about Mahomes, and it really wasn't his fault that they lost as the defense. And this week, though, the Chargers don't fucking throw points, man. I mean, they're averaging like 23 points a game this year, I think, or some shit like that. So I'm fine taking the Chiefs at 3.5 on this. I think the Chiefs probably throw up about 35 points, and the Chargers coming around 23, something like that. That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
But I'm cool with the Chiefs on this one for sure.
A couple things to wrap it up here before we get to some listener questions live on YouTube. Listeners, hell, man.
Hell yeah.
The Kaepernick thing. The NFL has set up a workout for Colin Kaepernick for every NFL team that is going to take place over the weekend. Why?
Look, if they had done this in 2016, it would have made sense, honestly, because regardless of what you think about him as a person or a quarterback or whatever the fuck, as a person or an activist or the stupid shit he's been doing, he's a locker room cancer for sure. But statistics alone, he was the number 16 quarterback in the league based on QBR statistics in general, right?
Yeah.
So that means he should have at least had a backup spot somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's not just about that. It's not just about that. If you were the best player on earth, like, I don't know, Antonio Brown, you can't be a fucking piece of shit. And not that I'm not saying that he was a piece of shit. I think it's just misguided stuff. But you can't be a distraction to the team because the point is to make money and to win football games.
It's a business.
And one thing feeds the other. Making more money, you can spend more money and buy better players and win more games. You can win more games, you win more money, et cetera, et cetera. It goes on and on and on. But you can't do that if everybody's talking about this one asshole instead of focusing on the team. It's called a team for a reason, asshole.
If I am the other 50 backup quarterbacks who are out of work currently.
Yeah. Where's my tryout?
Where is my tryout? Yeah. Why can't I be there? Why can't I be on the same field as him? When Kaepernick left, he was a backup quarterback. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, he would have been a number 2 somewhere.
But who cares? That's a
after 3. Look, if you're Barry Bonds in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, and you leave the league for a year or two, come back, you're gonna get a shot. If you're Chuck Knobloch, right, fucking done, bro.
Knobs,
you're out.
Yeah,
like you don't go away for 3 years and then come back and get a fucking fresh start. So that's not the way it works.
Dude.
So I agree. I think it's fucking silly. We'll see where it goes, but it's more. I think it's more of a fucking. It might have been part of his settlement, honestly. I think it might have been.
His buddy, Eric Reed, who sat out with him and then didn't get hired for a very long time, and finally got hired by Carolina and then got a contract. Once he got that contract, he became a cocksucker again. He said that the Kaepernick workout feels like a PR stunt. I agree. It's dumb. My question is, if he bombs at this thing and makes himself look like an asshole, it's going to look even worse for him. Then is he going to blame the NFL for putting this whole thing on? Like, what's the pressure? What's that?
Well, look,
what is all of this for?
I mean, being a shitty candidate, for example, has not stopped Kamala Harris from saying that people who don't vote for her are racist.
Yeah.
So I think this will be the tech sport.
Yeah.
And to come in and just think you're going to be great at it again immediately. I don't care how much you've been working out, dude. If you haven't been going at game speed, it won't matter. Chances are he's going to do poorly, and then chances are, if not him directly, the people around him will start saying that he didn't get a fair shake, or this is because of this or that or whatever the fuck.
My fucking dick didn't get a fair shake on that last piss.
Did you dribble a little bit?
A couple drops down my thigh right now. You want to talk about
man.
Not a fair shake?
It's all right.
That was not fair what I did.
That's
to my
why
penis.
I always wear 2 pair of underwear for that reason, to soak up that extra pee.
You have to.
I wear a cotton pair to soak up the pee, and then a
Yeah.
fucking nice Under Armour pair of the outside.
You need to.
Style.
Last but not least here, Evansville beats Kentucky last night. The beauty of that, not only because it was like a 28-point spread, and then it was Evansville beating Kentucky, was I literally read an article that morning, and I posted it in Drinkin Bro Sports on Facebook, that just said, get used to Kentucky being number one for a long time. That lasted
one day.
about 14 hours, and then they lost to Evansville.
Yeah.
So, look, man, do I think Kentucky sucks and this is real? No. They beat Michigan State, a bunch of young kids fucking high off their own dicks.
Yeah.
And look, you got shook. Evansville, though, man, holy shit. That is a crazy upset. And then the Galaxy, MLS. Zlatan is gone, dude.
That's surprising to me.
It really is.
Because he seemed really popular there. I wonder what happened.
Not only was he popular, but that motherfucker scored like 80 goals there in dramatic fashion. He is he's the most entertaining guy in the MLS. I don't understand why you don't back up the truck for that guy.
I don't know I think it may have been him, to be honest. Like
it could.
He's 38 years old, and that's old to be playing soccer. But he came in to this league and fucking dominated, man. He looked like Barry Bonds in 2003 against these people. Like, it's clear that the talent in the MLS is not on par with what this man can do. And
no,
he's proved, like, he just wanted to come over here and see, you know what, let's see what it's all about.
This league's a joke.
Yeah, he proved it. I think that's honestly,
I do too.
This dude's got a huge fucking ego, and he wanted to come
though.
over.
He's the most entertaining motherfucker on the planet.
He came over here and he wanted to embarrass Major League Soccer. That is exactly what he did.
Yes. And he destroyed them, and it was awesome to see. If I was the Galaxy, though, because they backed up the truck for Beckham and gave him like $100 million.
No. I'm sorry. Let me stop you right there. They gave him $500 million.
Yeah, correct. They should have given him $100 million.
It was a fucking 50. He was making $50 million per year.
Oh yeah.
Playing for them.
Back
like fucking 15 years ago.
I will say this: the Galaxy cleared it in jersey sales. That was
crazy. I'm sure, yeah. So this guy,
but the unknown thing about this,
it had to be him. There's no way they wouldn't have paid him, right?
Well, yeah. So LA, besides it being a shitty sports town, they're actually pretty passionate about the LA Galaxy. And I've been to some of these games. They're packed. People go crazy, and there's a lot of immigrants who live there who love soccer. Therefore, these games are always packed, and it does well, and the atmosphere is fun. I'm surprised they didn't pay this guy or try to. I want to read you his statement on Twitter retiring, because this is amazing. This is from Zlatan himself. This is exactly who he is, dude. I came, I saw, I conquered. Thank you, LA Galaxy, for making me feel alive again. To the Galaxy fans, you wanted Zlatan. It gave you Zlatan. You are welcome. The story continues. Now go back to watching baseball. It's perfect. And he puts a picture of himself with his arms spread out, overlooking the entire city of LA as if he is a Christ-like figure.
Yeah.
And that he has blessed everyone with his presence, and it is awesome. It says it was mutual. Boy, if I'm the LA Galaxy, though, I don't understand. made 52 goals and 17 assists and 53 starts for the Galaxy.
Yeah.
He's the best player in the league, the entire MLS. Why? Unless some other team overseas has said, hey, man, we'll pay you.
No, he's going to go to Perth overseas, which is like a fucking, I mean, that's like a second or third tier team.
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing anyways. But
here we go. So he made $7.2 million last season.
yeah, that's not enough for that guy. Look,
He made 1.5 in 2018. Jesus Christ. Maybe they're not paying anybody anymore. They did with Beckham, so fuck it. Either way, let's get to
Wait a minute. There's one more.
good.
By the way, he made Cristiano Ronaldo made about $35 million last year.
Overseas?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's bullshit.
Surprised it's not more.
There's one more thing. It's Mike Fiers. It's a former Houston Astros pitcher. He was on the team in 2017 when they won their first.
That's right. The story just
only.
broke today.
So apparently he said that the Houston Astros in 2017, I don't know about the whole season, but particularly down the stretch during the playoffs, they had a camera set up in center field with a fucking that was hooked to a TV in the dugout right near the on-deck circle where they could watch shit. Particularly, it was focused in on the catcher's signs. So they could decode the signs and all this other stuff. Like, man, this is some Patriots level bullshit right here, right?
Crazy, man.
So what happens here? I mean, what happened to the Patriots? What happened to them after that?
Nothing.
Nothing, right?
Nothing. And you know, there was a lot of argument on Twitter.
Like, can you strip somebody of a world title
of a title, and then who do you give it to? The Yankees or the
you don't give
or
it
the
to
Dodgers?
anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be the second time in the last 30 years that there's no.
So look,
title.
man, with the technology and all this shit, all eyes on Astros now. But I don't know what you do about this, to be honest with you.
I take the title. Honestly, I just say nobody won that year because you cheated, dude. You can't cheat.
We'll see what they say about this.
I respect the if you're not cheating, you're not trying thing.
Yeah.
But what you do is you hire one coach to sit in the back of the goddamn building and do this shit. Not the fucking players. You don't tell somebody that's probably going to go to another team.
Yeah, man.
Why would you do that? Because you know for a fact they're going to fucking run their mouth and say something to other people.
It's crazy.
Why would they be loyal to you when they're playing for a different team?
It's a weird story, and I think because this all kind of happened this morning and late last night.
Yeah.
I think there's more to this that's going to come out, and
yeah.
I think it's going to get even more fucked up. But I'm with you on this. What were they banging on trash cans? To the players,
all
to
kinds
tell
of
them
stuff,
with like change-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
It was crazy. We'll take a couple questions here from the audience. Again, we are always live on YouTube for Drinking Bros Sports.
Excuse me.
Franco Melendez, Alabama got gaped open by LSU. Indeed, they did, but I've been telling you that for weeks. Matt Main, I just lost my job as a forklift driver about 30 minutes ago for carrying a broom while driving the lift. It's whatever, at least, because I got a chance to catch you guys live.
Well, it's the important things in life, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like we gave it all this show. But that sucks.
I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. Dan knows his directions because he has a goddamn EIB. That's an expert infantry badge, by the way.
Okay.
So he's correct.
He is correct. Okay.
Yeah, I know how to do things.
You don't need anything if we get lost in the middle of the desert.
Compass. If you give me like in the city, I'm okay. Not great.
Yeah.
Places like New York are easy because it's like you just do math, right? Everything's on a grid. But like normal cities, I don't pay attention even when I'm driving. I use my GPS every time I get in car. Even if I'm going back and forth to work, it's 8 minutes away. But I might even be able to find my way out of here. I don't know. But if you put me in the desert or fucking in the woods or something and there's major landmarks and you give me a map and a compass, I could figure out not only where I am right now without knowing, I can also get other places. That part's easy to me.
Sure.
But I'll get lost in the city all the time. Probably because I'm drunk all the time. I don't know.
Brian Wigley.
Damn it.
They are already queuing up the one-loss Alabama team in the CFP. I agree, man. I think the only thing to stop that would be if LSU lost the SEC championship.
Maybe.
But I don't. Even then, I really don't see that happening unless it's Georgia getting in there. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I don't know.
Andrew Lee Max. He was Drew. He was here yesterday.
Yeah.
SEC needs to play the same number of conference games as everyone else. One more game. Think about it. 14 teams. That's 7 more absolute losses in the league per season. I'm with you, man. I don't know why they don't. They do play one less conference game than everyone else. I'm not sure why.
I think
don't
if you
have
want
an answer on
I think
that.
if you want to be in one of these Power 5, I think maybe you can set whatever schedule you want, but if you want to be eligible for the CFP specifically, you should have to play more conference games, and you should have to play one major Power 5 conference out of conference game per year.
Yeah.
Just one.
I agree.
Like Clemson should have to play somebody from the top tier of the SEC every year.
Yes, I agree.
Like it's and Alabama should have to play somebody from the fucking Big 12 every year, something like that. Like it's we have to change this shit.
We do. Bobby G, Minnesota holding it down. National champs, here we come. Look, man, if Minnesota wins out,
Just pump the brakes there, kid.
yeah, that's what I think. But if Minnesota wins out all the way, they deserve every single ounce of that trophy.
Oh yeah.
But good luck going undefeated,
Yeah, good luck with that.
bro. Good luck beating Ohio State in that Big Ten championship.
Are you getting another Russell Wilson photo this week? I hope so. Oh, did you get one?
I did. But here's the thing. I will say this. Everybody knew that I bet the money line on Seattle, so I didn't hear any fucking bullshit on that at all. Because everybody was like, hey, man, you bet the money line? Like, because it was 6 points, man. I gave up 6 points. So I said, fuck you.
Yeah.
It was great. Because, Seattle was getting 6 points in that one.
Yeah. Goff has fallen off. Jordan Sundberg. I don't think Goff was ever all that great. I think he was being propped up by Gurley, and as soon as Gurley started to fade, Goff got exposed. Because, look, if you take any running back out of the Patriots system and just throw another guy in there, they'll be fine.
Yep.
Tom Brady will still do it because he is a great quarterback.
Yeah.
And Jared Goff is not. He's
not.
not a great quarterback. It's just the way it is.
He'd be great on the Rams. They have a million receivers.
Yeah, God, can you imagine him with
Gurley?
Cooper Kupp
They would
and
be
fucking
Jesus. He
goddamn.
might go there. You never know to end his career. Sean Thomas. We're going to talk about the unbeatable Dolphins. Morons costing themselves the number 1, and now down to number 4.
I know.
I agree with this, man.
What are they doing?
Why try to win? Why try to win? Like, you could have the first pick in the draft. You need a quarterback.
They could have had Joe Burrows. Can you imagine?
They could have Chase Young.
Either way, yeah.
I don't understand it. Jesus, man, it doesn't. It's just I don't understand it. I'm with you on that. So what does everybody think of Kaepernick? Obviously, we just covered that. A lot of people said he should go to the XFL. Yeah, that's a great question. Vince McMahon runs the XFL.
He loves controversy.
Why not? If you put Kaepernick as the starting quarterback, you're going to get ratings at least.
The McMahons are also super conservative, though, so I don't know if, like, at this point, McMahon's got so much money. I think it's an ego thing for him, and I think his ego would get in the way of letting a person like Kaepernick play for them, frankly. Yeah. Like, his wife has been trying to run for political office for years now, and they self-fund all the campaigns, but she's like a knucklehead. Linda McMahon, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're not.
She was in Trump's cabinet for a little bit. She's very smart.
She is very smart, but she has, like, it's just like, we know that you're rich.
Yeah.
Relax.
Tonto907, he said on Veterans Day they gave away 4 free ghost pillows at ghostbed.com/drinking bros, which is dope. That's amazing. I actually didn't know that.
I should get some Spam.
You should get some. You can't go wrong with good ham salad sandwich. Ruben Snyder, get
ham salad. What the fuck is
terrible,
that?
dude.
Salad is with lettuce, dude. I don't care about like. Shut up, James.
Yeah.
White James, piece of shit.
Triple XK says I'm a Bears fan and I wouldn't want Kaepernick. They already have a mediocre quarterback. Agreed.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, look, I honestly, Kaepernick could probably do as good as Trubisky's doing right now.
Yeah.
But is that what you want?
Yeah. Sean Thomas says Google says that Ohio State football generates $57 million a year. Or they made $57 million last year.
Good for them.
Great. They can certainly pay for the tickets, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind. So NCAA, why don't you put it on the universities if you don't want to do it?
Yeah, I mean, why doesn't ESPN pay for it? Since they're making money hand over fist and not paying anybody for anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why don't they fucking pay for these kids' families to come there? Because it's a good story for them anyways.
Yeah. Kyle King is pissed off. How is Georgia still in it? I'll tell you how they're still in it. They're a one-loss team. They're playing ranked Auburn this weekend.
Yeah.
if they go to the SEC championship and beat LSU as a one-loss team in the SEC team, the SEC, that will put them with LSU at one loss, along with Alabama, and they will have beaten the number one team in the country in LSU. They're going to get in. That's just the way it works. And I have no problem yet.
Matching hoodies are gay. These actually they're different. It's
Holy
the same.
Shit. I didn't even know.
It's the same logo, but these are different model hoodies.
It is actually. Who
So
said
just
that?
relax.
We are. I
Chris
didn't know we
Williams.
were wearing the same shit.
No, we were wearing each other's pants earlier too. We like to trade pants halfway through the day.
Yeah.
I don't know why. We just do it.
Yeah. Last one here. Shut down the Rutgers in the Big Ten. I know, man. Somebody else called me Riverboat Ross, which I like. I like that name a lot. Riverboat Ross out of Ruben Schneider. Greg Dulesky, Ross is a pure gambling man. Yeah, you're goddamn right, dude. I've been on fire. By the way, Jacob Nickel is talking about Rutgers. I know that Rutgers reached out to Greg Schiano. That was the last time they had success in the history of their program was with Greg Schiano.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point of even? I mean, I guess they're making money on the games. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it, right?
Yeah. So it's look that. Rutgers is it's too small of a school. It's too small of a program. You will never be a powerhouse in football. It's just not a fucking thing, man. It's got to be a big school. I know why the Big Ten did it, because they wanted a tri-state school from the New York area in there, and they thought that would bring in a lot of money. It didn't. Nobody gives a shit. Ohio State on its own, and Michigan and all those guys, they bring in their own money across the country. They didn't need this shitty team, and I wish they would get the fuck out of there, but nothing I can do about that.
No.
Swap them out with Notre Dame. That'd be great.
Someone is asking for the P.O. Box. It is P.O. Box 3793, Wilmington, North Carolina, 28406.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you can send us whatever you want.
Yeah,
if it's cool, we'll put it on the show.
If it's cool, we'll put it on the show. If it's drugs, we'll put it in our body.
Yeah. Send us some drugs.
If you've got lean, anybody out there, please, for the love of God, send it to us. We're gonna need it. We're gonna need a lot of lean for this upcoming political campaign.
Yes, we are.
It makes us nicer people.
It does, and because it's not going to be a fun race for these guys. I can tell you that. D'Anthony.
Yep.
Crazy show. Looking forward to the weekend of sports, and looking forward to Donnie O'Malley coming in town. Now he's got a big movie coming out.
Yeah, you guys stay tuned for
Grunt's Life
for Don O'Malley.
Yeah, he will be on next week. Bet with us or against us on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposit. For D'Anthony Holloway, I am Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin Bros Sports Companion Show. Good noche, everyone. See how I blended that? It was nice.
Oh, man.